And like I'm telling you, like if we get live and we can get to the point where I know you're capable, you know, Mo B is capable, shout out to him. Like you just put a good, nice like dub track on there and you just free.
Walk one. FireCast episode what? 81?
81 boys.
81. Mr Meegs. Mr Meegs on the pod.
It's good to be back. Like I think I can't remember the last time I was on.
It's been a while, eh?
It's been like I think like 80 something episodes since the first one that I.
You've done 4 or 5.
I think this is my 4th. I did the Star Wars special.
You were on the casting couch back in the day. Remember the first episode?
I was the first episode, and then we did another one about like music and stuff. It seems like we
Did you do Star Wars as well? Did you do a Star Wars?
Yes, we did a Star Wars
special.
episode 10.
All right, 19 to 100. I remember talking to that first episode about that cigar and the 100th episode, and you're getting really close now.
Man, that cigar, we're just going to be smoking straight dust. It's going to be like...
It'll be awesome, but
I feel it's like a Toy Story. You know how like the toys move when no one's away? It's like when everyone's away. I feel like that keeps getting closer and closer every time.
You're going to have to save a toke for every guest.
God damn. All right, man. Welcome back, guys. Episode 81. It took us this long to recover from the 80th special. Now, our cocktail mixer... I don't know how strong these fucking drinks were, man, but we went for like 5 bottles of straight almost. Do you want to explain what happened to you afterwards?
Oh my God. So I literally, I felt like I was good. I knew I was drunk, but I was never, during the pod, I was never like, I'm losing my shit kind of thing. But you know how when you're sitting down drinking for so long and you haven't got up and actually moved?
Haven't moved, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that classic when you go to the toilet, you realize how pissed you are. Anyway, like Rose, Dylan took me home and we stopped through KFC drive-thru, ordered a large zinger box, took it home, and I'm just kind of like basking in my own space because, like I said, we recently moved out, and I'm like, fuck yeah. I sit down, I watch The Office, I turn The Office on, and I'm about to hoe into this thing, and I'm like, ooh, I'll tell you a bit, make this good. Have a hit of my vape pen. So I go to my thing, I go to get the THC pen, I take one hit, like this long, I was like, and I held that motherfucker in till I got back to the couch, and I was like, I'm like, fuck yeah. I start eating this wicked wing. I'm like fucking gnawing at this thing. Next minute, I send a Snapchat to like all the people who I think care but really don't. But I'm just like snapping my life, and I'm like, fuck yeah, how good's your own space? And next minute, I barely get through the snap, and I just boom, conk out on the side, and I could barely move, and I was awake, and I was like, oh my God, the room started going, and in my stomach, you know how you're on a ride where, do you know that at the one you went on at Rampage, remember that ride you go around? I really felt sick. Like I was on that, and I'm like, fuck me, and then I start trying to call out to Tori, I'm like, Tori, and I thought that was a yell, I was like, Tori. I took like 2 minutes to get her attention. She comes down and I'm like, she takes me to the sink of all places. I start vomiting in the kitchen sink, and she's like, oh my God, the catcher is catching all the vomit. It was gross as. And I'm like, she takes me to the toilet. I'm like plonked down on the toilet. My arm falls in the toilet bowl and into the vomit water. Yeah, I'm that messy, bro. And she stripped me down, so I'm in my undies at this point, just full exposed. You know what I mean? I'm just like, and I'm like, she rolls me over. I'm like, she's wiping vomit from my beard like I'm a homeless person that's just been fucking, I don't know, fresh off the shabs or something.
That's what we do for your guys' like, fucking entertainment.
That was only the 80th episode too. Yep. Like, there's still like
that was way worse than what I pictured when you said that you were vomiting. I thought, yeah, typical vomit.
No, and this went for an hour on and off, and she was like, "Do I call someone?" Like, because I was just and because I was burping as well. So you know how you burp and vomit. Like, it's just those like roars. I'm like, God, this. And then I plonked down. About woke up the next day, and I felt like a used paper bag, bro. I was just like, I was literally just like, oh, you know, and you feel like you have a cat's tongue. You know how you sleep with your mouth? It's like, it's furry as and shit.
What happened to the KFC?
I didn't eat it. I had one wing. Yeah, and then the next day I was so fucked. She put it in the in the fridge, and she's like, "Oh, do you want to heat something up?" She heated me up a bowl of chips, KFC chips from the night before for breakfast, and I was like, I was eating like white chip in 5 bites. I was like,
oh my God.
I was so fucking sick, bro.
Well, we did that for you guys, man.
I think the vape made it worse.
No, that's the thing. I was fine, guys. It's just the vape.
Fucked him.
It really, what's that saying you were just saying before? Beer on your ass, you're on your grass or some shit.
Grass before beer, you're in the clear.
Yeah, something like that.
You're after grass, you're on your ass.
But usually I'm fine, but damn, man.
So, we have returned by Mr Meegley, Mr Waldo here. Mate, how are ya? What's been going on? Any life updates? What do you,
Mr. Waldo.
I'm the man of many names.
mate? He's got fucking 20 nicknames. This
and I've
fucking
earned
guy.
every single one of them too.
What's been going on, mate? Give the people an update on what you're doing, mate. What's going on?
Yeah, so obviously, got back from Europe. Got a new dog, and then just kind of started focusing on myself a little bit. Like like beforehand, lots of work. Was working with this guy, come back, not working with this guy anymore, and we said to each other when we were going to stop working, like to stay in touch and stuff like that. And we've been doing that, and starting to broaden my horizon. We're getting back into getting back into kind of like the music scene. I know we always come back to that in the episodes, but got my decks out, got the speaker out, and just been finally learnt how to record some sets on the decks and that. So we've got a few things me and Friendly Fire working on, and we're going to start, we're just trying to get back into it. So been doing a bit of that, and obviously been, learning from you in a sense and getting into the trading game. So just trying a few new different things, but it's been good. Mostly just been, relaxing.
We have, again, some of you guys actually did hit me up when we spoke a couple of episodes ago. I think it was episode 79 where we spoke about the show ideas and Brizzy. I actually got DM'd by a few people saying that would be a fucking awesome idea and that they would be there. So, yes, obviously the idea kind of stemmed from me and Mr. Meegley, because obviously we've been wanting to kind of get back into the music scene for a while, and just DJing in general. I feel like DJing is so different to producing. It's like DJing is just so fun.
It is.
When you're up there and there's people vibing to what you're playing, it's just a whole different feeling to making a song. Like making a song sick, but when you're up there like performing, bro, fuck, man.
But isn't it kind of on the fly producing in a way? Not less refined. Like you're kind of you're mixing those. You're doing it seconds before other people hearing it.
You're showing people the music that you love, but at the same time, which we've always enjoyed when we've done it in clubs, and that is we do it together, man. So it's just such a fun time, and then you bring all your friends, and then your friends get to share that moment too because they're dancing and enjoying it with you. So it's like it's the best. And we've just been like, I got to this stage where I'm like, we didn't really choose to stop DJing. It just kind of happened as Distortion folded, and I just said to him, I was like, you know what? Let's get back into it, man. Like I keep having dreams and like these thoughts, and I'll be listening to music in the car, and I'll picture myself playing a show, and I'm like, bro, it's a sign. Like when we first got into it, something similar happened. We're like laying in just chilling in your room, and then we're like, let's do it, bro. Let's start working on this, and then we got our first set. And I feel like it's like that.
We spoke about that in the very first episode, but just as a refresher, because it has been now fucking 80 episodes later. But we actually started DJing because it was after a fucking big weekend, and we're like, fuck, man, like, should we just like DJ or do something? And I'm pretty sure, was it that week or the week later, this guy rings me and he's like, bruh, I got us a gig. I was like, what? I'm like, what? I haven't even fucking touched the DJ knob in my life. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, he's like, I got a gig. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, yeah. And I asked if all 5 of us can do it. They said yes. Because at the time, Trip Jacker Mafia was like me, him, Diamond, Brad, and Mobsy. So we were like 5 goons on the stage. Fucking.
I felt like a manager because when they said that to me on the spot, like it was all like, this chick called me. I entered this competition. I didn't even think we are going to get a call up. We got in. And she calls me, and like my first thought, I go, all right, can I have 5 people? I didn't even think of the 5 people, but I was just like, I need to try and include as many people
as you can, which is smart.
Like, can we do 5 of us? And the lady just froze.
Well, technically we can do what we want, right?
But like, she just, because I don't think anyone's like, they haven't had that question before, so then they went and asked.
So no one else does a duo on stage? Not 5, right?
I've never seen
I've seen trios before. I've seen 3 most.
Well, we've seen Chime.
I'm not the same.
We've seen Chime and
Cabal.
Yeah, but they're not a set. For example, Black Tiger Sex Machine, like they're a set like trio. Like there's ones that are set trios.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, but I've never personally seen 5. I'm sure that there might be some out there, but every time we got up there with 5 people, it always just people would like stop and go.
But there wasn't 5 people DJing though. There was only you, Iggy, and
no, all 5 of us were DJing.
All 5 of us were DJing.
So Diamond could DJ.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know Brad could either.
Yeah. So
I thought they were just the hype man. I thought there'd be Brad and Diamond either side going.
No. That's basically what it was. But everyone would get their 2 songs, and we'd rotate all 5. And then while you weren't doing something, everyone would do something different. Like at one point, we had Mobsy on the mic for our first proper Distortion gig, and he was there. Like we even put edits of TJM through the songs, and then we just have Mobsy there going TJ.
That's what I'm saying. So
with the crowd and shit.
The creative spark has been there since the beginning. Like I remember we used to have songs where I used to then not make my own songs, but I'd get already made songs that we were going to play in our sets. An example, if the drop would coming up and like, drop it, I used to cut out the drop it and put a recording of him going DJM, and then it'd be.
that's
like,
fucking
we used to just
hectic.
do. We used to do little stupid little. That sound horrible, but we used to still do it. And
Just make it
like,
fun.
just make it
Have
fun. Like,
character.
try to put our little Trip Jacket Mafia spark on it, kind of thing. We've always been doing that, like ever since we've known
the
each other.
first
Like,
set we got we all wore black masks, like the drama masks.
Yeah.
Full black face masks. All 5 of us were there, just all black.
And we're wearing
face
all
masks.
black as well,
And
like-
we're wearing all black with the little TJM logo there, and
oh god,
Because you've always been heavily like in love with music and shit. Like you and McCann, every time he's link up, he's always catch yourself just like listening to like songs together as well. You're like, oh yeah, showing him like this or that. Because there's something weird about showing a mate or anyone a good song like that you know they'll appreciate, and you're
it's
like,
the
and when
best.
they actually like it, you're like,
it's the best.
oh fucking earth. You
I
know
feel
what I
like
mean?
I feel like all of us are bonded over music. Even-
our friendship started on
Yeah,
music.
Look at these two, like it's as if music hasn't brought like us closer together. Like it's just. I feel like
That's what DJing is really. It's like being on the aux chord for all these people.
Yeah,
you know,
literally.
and it's just
But you
like-
make it blend
it's-
really well though. That's the
it's
difference.
leveling up your
fade in
aux
and
chord,
you-
pal,
but-
100%,
But like
yeah.
when I can, I've never DJ'd and I can't. But when like I can imagine the vibe of the energy, like I feel like it's less pressure, right? It would be less pressure than doing your own music, right? Wouldn't it? And then because the pressure on whether they enjoy the song, like they're not going there premeditating what they're going to listen to. They don't know what's going to come up, so
Exactly.
they're vibing to anything you play.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
No,
They're
there can be
feeling the
there can be
energy.
shit DJs
Oh
though.
yeah, definitely.
DJs
Oh,
got
definitely.
some
100.
song choice.
Don't get me
is
wrong, 100%.
critical.
But
Song
like,
choice, yeah,
If you're
for
playing
sure.
Pitbull,
More or less.
if you're playing Pitbull anywhere in any vicinity.
if you're going to a dub show and you're playing good dubstep, everyone's gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna vibe. You know what I mean? So-
yeah, true.
See, which is crazy too, because like it was again we spoke about this in fucking the first episode, but we got so much controversy because as we started getting a bit bigger and doing more shows more frequently, we're getting better. Obviously, like anything in life, when you first start, we started off with the shit times. We'd be the first guys playing, so we'd be at the
Work
fucking
your way up,
event
man.
at fucking 5 p.m.
Yeah.
There's no one there, and then you just kind of worked up. Next minute, we're getting 9 p.m., 9:30. 10:30.
We hosted our own show.
Hosted our own show, like at the gay strip and wherever the fuck is it? Where is it?
Oxford Street.
Yeah,
Where all the
that's
fucking
the one. Yeah.
where all
Why
those
do
lovely,
I
lovely.
know that so fast? Where's the actual
Oxford Street.
Oxford Street?
And we had some fucking crazy fucking times, bro. And like it just like I don't even know. Like we just got to this point where we were just doing so well, but because we were playing such like colorful, sparkly dubstep more than the heavy shit.
Everyone else was all the
everyone
scary
else
shit.
hated it. Yeah. And but it was kind of like we suited playing at Oxford Street.
Yeah,
in a
we
weird
sure
fucking
do.
like in a weird
But-
way. Like
I feel like it's a lot different now. We're a lot older, I guess, more mature in a sense, but at the same time now, like we're a lot better. It's not like we might have stopped DJing at clubs, but from first hand, we like literally DJ all the time at anyone's party. Like
Yeah.
we're literally contracted to all our friends every time someone does a party. And that's what I got the decks for, because it's like training in a way. And then look, we've now trained up like 7 or 8 of our friends to DJ.
Yeah,
and we
you've
literally
done-
teach
you've
them-
done
I was like, yeah, my DJ name was Joey Cahole. DJ Joey Cahole.
That's amazing.
and it was a good
And
set
I'm like,
too.
and Mikey was telling me these cheats where you like use the filter, like what is it? The filter where
Yes.
you turn the knob at the same time as you kind of like change it over. You know what I mean? But sometimes I get confused. I did it twice where I hit the wrong. You know how you're supposed to go if you're on one DJ like one deck, you're supposed to go to 2. But I'll do the one that's like
On one, I was like-
on one. So like, and then everyone's like,
I did that live, man. I did that live.
bro.
at first. But you learn from all those mistakes.
Yeah,
Because mind
yeah.
you, we went up there with no clue of what to do. Nothing. I went out and bought because decks are so expensive. But I went and got one to learn off, and we just kind of done it the old fashioned way and just went in the deep end and
You
learned
guys
how
have
to swim.
balls, man. If you watch that first episode, I know some
Right.
of you probably have. You had no experience
Bro,
whatsoever.
Did
You
you
had
not
no
know
business
you did a
being
show?
there.
No,
You
hold on a
should not
second.
have been there.
Just quickly, we didn't even know, bro. So we didn't even know how to turn the decks on. So
we were
we
the first set.
we get to the show and there's a whole crowd of people. Right, the room was like full. It was a full event. We get up there, these young kids, and we're like looking, and everyone's just looking like.
Mind you, we're
We're
fucked.
We're fucked
We've
as
got
well.
all our friends there because this is like huge. Everyone knows for us. Like we're a big party. Like this was our first show. Everyone knew.
We
it was huge.
brought a busload of motherfuckers.
full to the brim.
oh,
Full
yeah,
house.
what happened?
Bro, we're standing there and I'm going, I'm looking and it's all just dark and black. I'm like, isn't there supposed to be lights? Yeah, I'm like,
played first.
Isn't there supposed to be lights?
Do you know how funny that would have looked? The DJ's going like,
Yeah, and then we're like, go get, and then this guy, we knew Luke Micklef, we're like, go get Luke, and then this guy scurries off like a rat to go get Luke, and then he quickly come because he was playing in a different room, so he turned it on for us quickly, and then when we started, and then the show, that's how we scored out.
I know the music compared to now would have been rubbish, but how did it go though? The show itself,
Amazing, bro.
Yeah?
Because of that show, we done so well, the energy, not the mixing per se. We done so well. That's how we scored our first Distortion gig.
That's how we started DJing.
The owner of Distortion was there that night.
Rocked up, come into the room, saw our vibe, noticed that we were going to the Distortion shows, and that's how we become
Distortion was always a good event as well.
Oh, mate.
That's how we, it's crazy.
That was in that brick. It has the old sandstone kind of brick venue outside, right? On the outside.
No, well, Distortion was at different places.
It was a club hopper.
But it was at...
so it was the event, not like...
Yeah, it was the event.
place.
No, but the original home was at Sev's. Do you remember Sev Club 77?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
That,
old school
that was the
Sev's,
original home of Distortion.
okay.
We didn't play there.
Bro, Distortion was so credible. At one point, right, they were on, without a doubt, once a month. At the end of every month. Or either the end or the first of every month, right? And this is at the time where, like, I'm so young, my cousin and his mates, they were going out frequently and they were into dubstep. And then they knew we were into dubstep. So shout out to my cousin's mate, Bez, man. Fucking great dude. At school one day, he's like, I know you guys like your dubstep and that. He goes, in a couple of weeks, there's Distortion on. It's an all dubstep event. Trust me, come. Oh, yeah, no worries. And that's how it all just stemmed from that. And we were going to every single one without a doubt. Every single one, we'd be there, bro. Distortion, man, again, props to him. He was so credible, bro. He was getting Skrillex, Getter, Phase 1. And at the time, these dudes were blowing up. Like, these guys were asking for like $5,000 for like a 40-minute set and shit. And he was consistently getting these DJs to come to Sydney to do these little basement.
How many people?
shows.
Because there weren't big turnouts. It's not like Distortion.
No,
was
they
a
weren't,
big,
John. Yeah, they weren't.
But like
huge.
maybe what,
John
a few
Oscar.
hundred?
Yeah. There used to be
a few
ones where
hundred.
they'd pack out, and on the big artists, you'd get a really full crowd, man.
Yeah.
So, like, it did build and build, but, yeah, I guess kind of wrapping it up in a sense, like, yeah, we just want to move to the next stage now and kind of just come back and have a bit of fun with it. Like, you know, this guy's producing lots of music. Like, we've got a lot to give, and I feel like we've got some good ideas, and it's about time we start, you know.
It'd be good to play your own music now that your music's good enough.
Yeah, that's
You know,
another thing
you
too.
find, like, you can throw your own songs in there, man.
And like, I'm really keen. Is this?
No, it's good.
Well,
Okay, I thought I was empty. Sorry. Yeah, but I'm very keen also in the sense to kind of have a bit more control of the night. Like we
want to run the show.
Yeah,
we're the
we-
boss.
yeah, no
we're the head
more.
honcho.
We're not starting back at the bottom. We don't
Yeah.
want to do that. Like, yeah.
But when you
No
go to a
thanks.
venue though, play at a venue, aren't you like? They're always in charge anyway.
No. Well, that's why. Hence the whole Brisbane thing comes into play. Again, like I said, I'm not going to say too much because this is
We wanna
also
lock it
this is
down.
also raw. Like we are in like I'm talking. We are balls deep in like planning stages. If you were to build a house, we're still building the frame for the concrete slab.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. But it's good because like I'm always a big advocate for just talking. Just talk. Get the idea going. Sit down with your mate and just say an idea. It doesn't matter how fucking silly it sounds. Just say the idea. And that's what I said when me and Mike did. Mike said to me, "It's like, bro, let's do a fucking set so we can at least start sending people mixes to try get on lineups in Sydney." I'm
Just
like, yeah,
to get
cool.
ourselves back out there.
Yeah.
again.
But then I was like, but then again, shout out to the Brizzy boys. I know exactly who they are. We shout these cunts out fucking every second episode. They know who they are. They're always doing shit. So I was like, hold on a second. I'm like, what's their vibe? Because these guys are doing shit all the time. Like, why can't we just go up there and do something too? I'm sure we could. And then that's where the kind of the digging started. And like I said, very early stages. We're only just still building the framework of our concrete slab before we get this foundation going. But yes, there is awesome plans in the works. I'm talking to people. Me and him are doing mixes. We've got things in motion. The ball's slowly rolling now.
It's
We're
funny
rolling.
too what you were saying about signs as well. That like, we got offered a hip hop show
Yes.
set, a bit different, but
Another thing.
in November, on 19th of November, in Sydney. And this is a guy who I've never spoken to this dude really, but he hit me up. He was following me. He hit me up. He said, "Do you want to do a set for this national tour we're doing. I was like, fuck, I'm down, bro. And then he sent all the details. It's a full legit show, good venue, everything. And I'm like, fuck, I hit up Friendly Fire. I'm like, look, do you want to, I know you guys want to start putting together shows. This will be a good experience just to, even though it's hip hop, pretty different to what you guys do anyway, but like, you know, we can kind of get the ball rolling, get behind the decks, and you can kind of start organizing a set. You know what I mean? So
You could
that
get
was pretty
fans
cool. Like what
off the
that
back of
doesn't
that
happen
too.
often, and you know it just happens. So like
It's weird how things
good,
play out like that
good
too.
timing, man.
But yeah, should we fucking plug that or what? Should we tell people?
plug it,
let people
man.
know what's happening. What's happening? Where,
so-
and what are we doing?
Let me see here. So
Let's get
on,
some info for you guys. I think Lazy Bones Lounge.
Lazy Bones Lounge in Sydney, November 19.
I like the name of the place.
Yeah,
Lazy
it's a
Lazy
weird
Bones
venue.
Lounge.
It's a weird venue. It's like a weird like dinner place, but they do live music and shows there. It's weird, but it's for the
Dress up as skeletons.
it's for the bipolar and coerce national tour they're doing. It's got guys like One Out, who's pretty decent dude in the scene. He's popping off a little bit in the underground. You know, Lucian Black, One Out. Myself, DZ, Skitty Matt. It's got a couple good like dudes on there, man. Damned if we don't tour. So November 19, Lazy Bones Lounge. We'll have more information anyway.
There'll be a bit more info. But
Is that what? Is that a Saturday night? Is that
no,
It's a
unfortunately, it's a Sunday. I was just
Sunday
going to
night?
say
But
that.
you can say this: the difference between Brisbane and Sydney. Why we talk about Brisbane is because even after we had our talk, it does look very, very different doing a show in Sydney to Brisbane for some reason, and you can attest to that with what this guy. The show's on a Sunday because
That's all they could get.
that's all they offered.
That's all they offered, a Sunday. Because again, it could be any amount of reason that why the venues do that. I don't fucking know, but it could be hopefully if we tell these hip hop dudes to do it on a Sunday, it attracts less people, less crowd, less potential trouble. I don't know, or maybe just they are just booked out for fucking years in advance.
Well, at least you know whoever comes, they actually want to be there. Do you know what I mean? Like you wouldn't have the
It's still
stragglers. that just-
exposure, either
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
It's gonna be. It'll still be fun, and
will be
we're
people
still
there.
gonna fucking rock it. We will be the best set of the night, hands down. Mark my words. But yeah, again, we'll have more info soon on that kind of stuff. Anyway, Joey K, how are you been? You've changed your situation with work. I've been seeing your
Yes.
glorious Snapchats, mate.
So I've gone back to full time.
Yeah,
Predominantly because I lost a bunch of work, obviously without my license. So it hit me a bit financially, and then I was just subcontracting. But before I was subcontracting and doing my own work. So if the subcontractors didn't pay me on time or they lagged, I still have money coming in. But when I'm just subcontracting, they can take almost a month to pay me sometimes. And it's all over the shop. It's never really consistent. And so I just thought right now for me, like security wise and just getting holidays, getting all those, allowances you do with like big companies, I just thought that's better for me right now. And then I'm still going to be doing my work, but more on the weekends. So I'll sacrifice the 5 days a week doing like working at this company. They're pretty well, they're reputable and like union company. So good rates. They're always going up the rates. But yeah, right now I think that's a better option for me, man.
Yep.
And they're going to give me car allowance. When I get my license back, they give me an extra $300 a week on top of, just for the car instead of giving me a new car.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
kind of like just on top. So things are looking up.
Yeah.
It's definitely not how I seen my life going at this stage. So it was a bit disheartening, you know what I mean? Like when something falls through, and especially because it affected business more than I'm more and more annoyed at the business side of the things affecting rather than I've learned to get around by fucking train and bus and shit. But like the business is where it like hit me. So I was telling Tori one night, I was like, fuck, I feel like a failure, bro. Like, 'cause I feel like I just started the business, didn't even get that much traction because it takes years. Had it for like a year and a half.
yeah.
Made good money last year, and then this year it's just kind of like due to my own actions, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Which I got to.
Do you think
live
Europe?
I was gonna ask
Yeah,
that.
Europe helped, but still, man, like we went to Europe for 6 weeks. It still feels like I haven't driven for a year, bro. Like it hasn't gone.
I mean, in the business side, like did
Oh,
Europe
sorry.
like hit your work like as a
Well,
your own business?
Yeah.
Did you
part-
lose work from Europe being away so long? You know what I mean?
No, not really, because like, yeah, no, not really. I feel like I let whoever I had work with, let them know I'm going away. But most of the time, it was like I had already lost my license, so that as well was like I'm not really going to get as much work anyway. I think that's what made me go for 6 weeks more so.
Okay.
Like I was like, fuck yeah, 6 weeks. But if I had my license and work was still coming in, I might have just went for 4 or 3 or you know what I mean.
Gotcha.
But I kind of hit the fuck it switch. I was like, you know what? the more I'm away overseas, the less I have to focus about not being able to get around at home.
true
You know
that.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. Things are looking up though. It's different, but it's not. I had a plan, but like it's, you know, taking another path.
Pit stop.
Yeah,
It's always going to be
yeah,
there. You get back on
pit
track,
stop.
you
And I
know?
feel like, I'm 29, one of the oldest in the group, and it's like everyone's like, oh, you're old, this and that. It's like, bro, people don't start making businesses sometimes, or doing whatever it is, being successful, however you deem that to be, financially or emotionally or anything, like any relationship in life. But it's like you're doing your own thing at your own pace, you know what I mean? So I just got to remind myself not to just take stabs at myself and be like, oh, I should be here, but I'm not. You know what I mean?
Wasn't fucking Denzel Washington or Samuel Jackson or something's first movie when they're like fucking 45 or 50?
No, wasn't that Han Solo, Harrison Ford or something? He was like 38 or
Oh,
something.
he was he was a dishwasher installer or something.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
he
my
randomly
God.
got this movie, and,
Yeah.
And then he got
he
the Star
was
Wars
in
gig or
his
some
40s,
shit, yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
so you know, it's never too late to start anything. You know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, things are looking up though. It's good. It's actually good having a change. You know what I mean? A bit of a refresher.
Yeah,
Wherever you're doing, it's good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
DZ, yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Same old, same old. I'm very excited for the EP. I haven't dropped music in a minute. I've taken a hit from not dropping music. Just, you know, in terms of numbers and traction and things, because that's the thing that sucks about music, especially that I don't make my own music. I can't mix and master myself.
Yeah.
So I'm relying on other people to get my songs done.
Bro, if you learn how to mix and master and make beats, you'd be the next Russ.
I can mix very poorly. So I know what to do. I know what's going on. I'm not confident doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I like focusing on the music now that like I'm keen to get back into music. Basically, I'm also working on the EP with you that was finished now, and that's dropping on the night
next Friday.
When is it?
Next
What's
Friday.
the date?
19th.
No,
Oh no, the week after.
13th.
Oh, 13th. Sorry, yeah,
13th.
it is next week. Next week.
Next week, 13th Friday, it's dropping. And then I'm also working on an EP that Holloway sent me a bunch of beats that I've been getting through as well. So I'm keen for music, keen for live shows too. I'm very excited about what you guys have got planned. Because my biggest thing I want to do live is, especially at our own shows and stuff, the dub hip hop.
Yeah. Well, that's
going to be so fun.
That's
bro.
the main selling point. It's the we want to,
different.
and the people that I have messaged from Brisbane pitching this idea, they all said I have not got a single person yet telling me that it's not a good idea.
It will work
Long story
together.
short.
Guarantee you, it will
Hip-hop-
work together. The energy you can bounce off the both of them.
Hip hop and EDM goes hand in hand. They're basically the same fucking genre. Hand in hand, you can rap over fucking hip hop. You can fucking rap on EDM, right? You can have hip hop beats that are EDM infused and EDM inspired.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be so fucking fun, and the energy we would bring at a show doing that shit, bro. We would have fucking naked furry chinchillas and everything there, man.
I want to do Sold Our Souls. I want to do Ultimate Team.
Yes.
Man. Those songs would be so good.
Bro.
Bro, there's people like rappers that actually only do dubstep songs, like in Disciple. Those two
Like
guys,
Virus Syndicate and that,
Virus
yeah.
Syndicate, they only
Rap on dubstep.
And like I'm telling you, like if we get live and we can get to the point where I know you're capable, you know, Mo B is capable. Shout out to him. Like you just put a good, nice like dub track on there and you just freestyle to it. You can even freestyle, but like there's so many avenues with it. And I think if you're doing that to the kind of tempo of dubstep, it's just perfect for a show, bro. Like you'll just be able to create this like crazy atmosphere.
It'll work and it'll happen.
We'll do it. I even messaged our old friend, the old Wise N3, with the idea, and he told me that it's a fucking great idea, and that he wants to have a Discord call again with me and you
Oh,
soon.
does he? Yeah, okay.
Because again, I always like to go back to him because he's like.
wise old
He's
man,
like the
like-
wise old Yoda of this shit. He's been doing this shit when we were in diapers. So I messaged him and he's like, bro, he goes, look, obviously I'm going through some shit again with like my house and that. I'm pretty sure he got flooded again, to be honest. Yeah, so that's fucked. But he said he's going through some shit. Once he gets that fixed and sorted again, we'll do a Discord call and pitch me the full idea. He goes, I think that's a great idea. So you get him involved as well. If Yoda's telling me to do it, man, I'm going to unleash that fucking Storm boy.
Got a song with him too. That's
Been in the works for a long time, but
Really? Another one?
It was originally mine and Jazz's song, and we wanted him on the song. And he loved it, and he's like, "Bro, can I have this song?" I'm like, "Yeah, bro, fucking go for it."
And 3 said that?
Yeah. So
Oh, really? He wanted it?
He wants to put it on his album he's working on.
Oh, okay.
So
Cool.
we gave him the song. So, but yeah,
Okay.
you know what he's like, man. He's taking his
well.
time. So you know that'll come out when it comes out. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. A good song.
I'm pretty sure N3 is like 121 years old. Like literally, he's literally like Yoda. All right. Well, on the topic of music, before we sort of straggle away,
Yeah, we do have polls, questions, all that shit.
I've also got a couple of little snippets.
Snippets.
Yes. Shout out to the one and only king of the speak pipe, Megalodon. He's got a song coming out. It's his return to music. He's been quite quiet on the socials. He sent me an email. This is his new song coming out. It's called Still So Good. The song is actually a part 2 to another song I released in 2018 called So Far So Good. That song was dedicated to my workmate Jamie, who died in a car crash in 2017. Rest in peace. And it says, this is dedicated to my friend Sophie, who was also killed in a car crash this past July. Both songs are embracing and appreciating the good things in life despite the bad things.
Good message.
So let's have a little snippet here, eh? The mix on this is awesome.
Man, it's been a long time on the road and I'm where I stand, cause my mind had to grow to prepare the man, and my life's been a roll if you care to look, and so far, man, it's still so good. Yeah, it's been a long time on the road and I'm where I stand, cause my mind had to grow to prepare the man, and my life's been a roll if you care to look, and so far, man, it's still so good. Gotta hit him with an upgrade and tell him to try scouting. My power level excelling at 9,000. Rise with the weather, I'm ready to climb mountains. Skywalking you and McGregor to high ground with lightsabers ready to fight Vader. You can't even cut it with scissors on my paper. You ain't in the running to give me a tiebreaker. You can't even stomach the lyrics that I made up.
Oh,
that's
shit.
fire.
Lightsabers to
Holy
fight Vader,
shit,
man. I love
yeah.
that shit, boy.
I like the backing of the music.
The beat, everything,
beat.
man.
The mix is unreal. Whoever
It's the-
you got
the
to
beat-
mix that, man, oof.
The beat allowed him to just flow like.
I feel like with the back keys like slowed the tempo down, yet he was going so quick.
So
Yeah, that's fire, bro.
So I heard a McGregor.
McGregor, Vader,
metaphor.
like, mate, beautiful. He told me he's like, I really want to hear Joey's opinion. I'm
Oh
like, yeah.
shit, man! I gotta listen. Listen to that when that drops. When does that drop?
Yeah, you got a date? You give you a date?
Or ish, you know.
If he has a date, he might not
I
even
think
have
he
a date,
did
yeah.
post something on Instagram.
Yeah, but
He's just so clear, bro. Like I know it's
nah.
hard to keep up with lyrics a lot of the time, but him compared to other people that don't speak as well, like even the way he speaks, not even raps, you can tell that he's very articulate. So it's like when you hear it, it's like he's talking, literally just talking.
Yeah. But thank you for the message, bro. So shout out to you, man. You fucking sick cunt. He's a long time listener. He listens to every episode on his way to
Yeah,
work.
bro.
So that's fucking sick.
Love that.
I've also got a little snippet of our song Kings that's on the album coming out next week. So we'll listen to that so you guys can get a little listen. And then I've got one more snippet from the man himself, M16, who he sent me some dubstep stuff that we're going to try work on, which I would love to have ready for live instances, which you're going to like that. It's a fucking, bro, this kid is talented, bro. Like, goddamn. All right, let me see where the fuck this...
Yo, this is cool, man. These little fucking... We're doing like a little fucking...
listening party.
So, okay, it's like a
Yeah,
music review.
Yeah.
Feel like you're an X Factor, but for your type of music. Selected the team that we want.
Did you have that full buzzer?
Yeah.
This is loud as shit.
Yeah, this one's loud.
Yeah. They ain't doing it like this.
This is fucking sick,
I love the
man.
beat already.
You can count on me, but I can't count on you. You lose your damn mind walking in my shoes. Never giving up, and that's the life I choose. And I ain't never heard someone say I'm proud of you, but I do it anyway. I don't need no compliments. I built my reputation high. I know they ain't too fond of it. That's the way we live, and you can count us out if that's the path you choose. But no, you will not win because I will not lose. Yeah. Lasers that we're shooting at you, catching all these actors. See the way we act up, you are not a factor in the way we pack up. The rest some from last round, these no ones, they know we got no trust for no one who ain't know since day one that we been the next ones. I'm one for no one for your songs, now my bank stack more ones than strip clubs.
The beat of that was,
Hey,
That
the
EP
beat,
was
the beat,
amazing.
the beat, and the lyrics. The
Bro.
beat and the lyrics climax at the same time. Like you're like fucking dropping bars as the beat's growing. Like
You realise if you do that one live, you need a choir of the boys and you need a live orchestra.
But see, the good thing I like working with you is that on that song, when you listen to the whole EP, you can hear the differences in how his vision is coming to light. Because with a song like that, the beat is just as much of a star as the vocals. It's not like a Drake song or tip, so you can hear how the beat kind of blends with my vocals at points, and you can hear the in and out between the two. But in other songs that we have on the EP, it's a lot more typical hip hop where you hear the beat and then it's the voice on
the
top.
voice
you know
is
what I mean?
louder.
Yeah,
I feel like in
but-
that song, the voice and the music levels were very
on par.
because
yeah.
you need to hear like it's not just that it's proper like
The instruments and all the sounds,
the
it's all
vibe.
part of the same
story. It's like the story. Which
Your production's evolving hard, cuz. Like, you're literally now starting to set pictures where at the start it sounded like you were rapping in a dark room, and as you progressed, the music showed you that like light started to being.
And well, that's the
it's
thing.
Like, the thing is, you're creating a path now where you can imagine what it sounds like.
Well, that's what I love about that song. Why I love it is because then when you listen to the second verse when it does come out next week, the second verse, all those instruments just disappear.
Yeah, the
and it's
second
just
verse,
him,
yeah.
and it's just
so he's
him
gone back to
rapping.
the dark
like
days.
that.
It's him just rapping over the saxophone. It sounds unreal.
I like when songs have two different sides, almost like
Yeah.
you think you're
Heaven and
at
earth.
another song. You're like,
Heaven and earth.
yeah.
I was saying to my missus actually, I think a couple of days ago, the other day, I said, I go, the only person, when I was listening to the EP when he first sent it, I said, the only person I can compare Friendly Fire to, genuinely, would be Kanye West in terms of production. Because if you listen to your music, the samples you use and everything, the EP is very sample heavy. You know, it's more
lot
like
of
Friendly
choirs
Fire
and
with, but that's the type of shit Kanye West does. And not a lot of other people do well. It's the use of samples and cool sounds and shit that they just put together and make a fucking picture. You know, so you're like the Aussie Kanye West.
And Kanye and Iggy are probably just as crazy as each other.
No, bro.
This guy's batshit.
That shit crazy. But I can't wait for you guys to hear this EP. And there's a glitch hop song and shit we got on there, bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it, man. It's
Oh, that
fucking
song
cool.
is sick,
Bro,
man.
sharks,
That's
man.
You need to do a glitch up EP. You're good at the glitch up, man.
Yeah, but it's just
very-
like the glitch hop is
I understand
fun,
it's-
man.
it's-
but it's
I know you
hard.
struggle
It's
with it, but-
so hard, bro. Like,
Yeah, but you always like a challenge, man. You can do
Yeah.
it. Me and Iggy were actually talking about this last week before you get to the dub one. We're talking about the No Switch song, when a
yeah.
And bro, a fun fact, if you didn't know this, which I didn't know this, it was a shock. You
so
said a fun fact.
fun fact, which I can't believe I haven't told anyone this yet. Fun fact: No Switch has actually made me the second. Like it's the second. It's made me the second amount of money
Out of all the
out
songs
of
that
all
you've
my
done.
songs that I've made.
Crazy
Number
stat,
one
eh?
is Welcome Little Bird. Number two, No Switch. They've made me the most money.
Wow.
Yes. How
It's a crazy
weird is
stat,
that?
eh? When he told me that, I was like, "You're kidding."
But
And I only checked that 2 weeks ago when I was on my distro kid.
the No Switch, man, that is a song we did a while
We
back.
beatboxed
but
it.
I beatboxed into a mic.
That song's released as Trip Jacket Mafia. It's the only song released like that. And I want to use that more. So it's like
Yeah, it
Odd
was-
Future, but we just haven't had, because the reason we did that, by the way, it's not Friendly Fire or DZ or whatever, is because it's Trip Jacket Mafia, man. Mikey's beatboxing in the song.
We always
and
wanted to do it because one thing I was always good when we used to party was the beatboxing. And from the
Beatboxing.
beatboxing, I was like, I couldn't, I struggled to make music on the computer. And that's what I said to Iggy. It's like, bro, you're good at it. I can beatbox. I've got lots of ideas in my head, bro. Like lots. Like I literally beatbox songs to myself all the time. And then I was like, why don't we try and combine it together? And I know you said it was challenging, but at the same time, I remember we got lots of traction when you did that, and lots of people wanted. But we stopped. Like
we could do it much better if we did it now.
here's a lot
Yeah.
better.
We could do it much
We need to
better.
do another one. See how it sounds. See what everyone thinks.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we need to do it in the works, bro.
Because we got
We can go more
Brad's
hip-hoppy.
vocals on there, my vocals are in there in the background.
yeah.
That's why it's
And it was
Mikey.
it was fun to
Mikey on
make.
his Joel Turner vibes. These kids trapped in a struggling. bro, it's crazy because you can't sound offbeat. Like, bro, those guys that make the like I can't even do it. But
Do a
like the
beatbox.
crazy.
Put
Putting you on the spot,
Put me on
eh?
the spot again before we get into that. But like, do you remember how? Like, I wish what we did on the first video with the first beatbox was we should have done a behind the scenes of what that original beatbox sounded like, and then how much you like literally laid it into something great.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have that project anymore because I'm pretty sure I
No, you
stemmed
don't.
it
But
out.
like, it would have been cool if we another one.
We had the original beatbox there. Fuck, it's funny, bro. Especially this guy that's going like, and I was like, I don't even know how we made it sound like that. It was
He's
fucking
like, I remember I
holy
did
fuck.
that in the mic, and then this guy just looking at me going, "Oh, he just stared at me."
I was like,
he
is this
stared at me.
gonna
and he
work?
goes-
I'm like, fuck.
Because I was standing there and I had like a full 2-minute song. I was like, look, bro, I'm just gonna do all of this, and then you just see what you can do with it. Like, I'm not just gonna go.
You know what?
I should have
trolled.
Do a full
We
song.
should have trolled the crowd, and actually, just the drop was you just going.
and then go switch it, and then look, we're learning.
I was
we're living and we're learning.
I was watching Fred again, like him do this set. It wasn't a set, but it was just in a room, and he had all these like instruments and stuff there, piano, whatever. But he loops stuff like a lot of them do nowadays. They loop stuff, and then he builds on it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
bro,
We
to
need to
see
do-
that
we need
guy
to do that,
with
man,
like
looping.
the way he produces and stuff, and like does like has the like cascade of like layers on top of one another, and it goes from like a. And then that keeps, and then all of a sudden it just transforms, and he gets people, like he gets snippets of speeches or something someone said, and he loops it, but he makes it sound like relevant and good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't know, like I like how he uses random people and snippets into his songs, and he makes them like,
See, that shit would be hard doing that shit live, bro. God
Yeah.
damn. Like, that'd be a whole different level of DJ.
because isn't that's like one step further improvisation up there, right?
It's
As in, like,
freestyling, basically.
you got to make sure that whatever you're doing sounds good
on time?
There's no go backs.
in key and
because then it's
shit like
looped.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you can't take it out? Can you? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's a whole different level of fucking. Ed Sheeran does that too on his song, like dung dung dung. What's that song called? Dung dung.
I love how when people do that, he goes, like, what's that song called? And all they give you nothing. Like, ding, ding, it's like,
What is it called again? Fuck. There's a fucking viral video on it when he's like he's doing a concert.
busker.
No. He's at a concert,
okay.
like a full sellout stadium.
I
and
think
he's
in
I've
love with
seen
the
it
shape
on
of
film.
no.
yeah, shape. No,
I'm in love with the shape.
no.
just
But he's
let's
doing
make it that song.
He's doing it live. It just sounds fucking sick.
I've
Ed
seen,
Sheeran's
I've,
yeah.
I've seen Holloway had this. He bought this thing when he used to have his studio set up. He bought this. It's called a little loop machine, and it's like a little foot pedal. So he'll play
Yeah.
his guitar, he plays the strum, and then he kicks the foot pedal, and that keeps playing. And then he goes over to the keyboard and he puts the keyboard over it, and then
Oh, yeah?
he looped that. And he was
Like
doing.
a-
He was
like a
showing me how
loop
he does
pedal.
it. It's
Okay.
cool, man.
That'd be fun because you could incorporate that into a live sets too.
Yeah,
like
that would be
practice
hard,
by them.
though, like-
Hey, do you know? Have you
We could
heard
do
Mark? Is it Mark?
Mark Rebellet?
Yeah, bro, he does that.
Yeah, he was at Listen Out, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And have
He does some weird ones
have
too.
you heard Girls Club?
He does some weird ones, bro. Like,
Can I play a snippet? It's only small. It's only small.
He's a weirdo, bro.
Hey there. It's a girls club, Gary. What's the password? Fidelio? No!
This guy just trolls us.
It's
So.
not eyes wide shut, Gary. Okay? Jesus. There aren't a bunch of people having sex in there? No, well... it's none of your concern. So there are a bunch of people having sex in there? Gary? I need you to stop looking for
Really catchy
answers.
tune, eh?
Oh, they're definitely having sex. Oh yeah, they're having sex. Oh, I can tell, I can hear it, yo, they're having sex. And I just know it, I can feel it, yo, they're having sex. And
And he loops this. He's like, wait,
This is the one you got.
it's about to end. It's about to end.
let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
See what I mean, bro? And this guy's doing over
Bro,
sex. We could do
that
some
whole
cool
thing was just about him wanting to get into the girls' club and listening to them fucking in there. And it's like,
My God,
like
man.
what the fuck? But he did that. Do you know he rocked up to a club, like a pub? Sorry, not a club. A
It's a
pub
video
where people
on
are
Facebook,
eating.
yeah.
And he just sets up a keyboard, and people are just having a palmy, like a beer, and then he just
does
starts
that
doing.
live.
He performs that,
That
and people
part.
start going. "What's this cunt doing?" And they start all vibing, and they're like, by the end of the song, they're like, "Let me in," and they're like,
Oh my
"Shut up."
God.
Who's this guy? What's his name?
Mark Rabilshay. Rabilshay.
Rebillet or something.
Rebillet
Yeah,
or
he was
whatever.
at Listen Out.
He's pretty not big, but he's blown up a lot from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
viral. Yeah.
I don't know. It's good. I just don't like it. It's like
Yeah,
yeah,
it's,
it's a
it's
bit
like
cringy.
It's like
cringy,
it's like
yeah.
it's for me. It's like
Cool
little,
idea.
It's like
Good
little
on him.
Dicky in terms of he
Yeah.
does play on rap. Like he
funny
does
shit.
funny rap. you're never going to get a deep song by Mark Rabilshay or whatever.
Yeah, we got to get
Rabilshay. It's not even his name.
Rabil Shake.
All right. I've got one more snippet, my boys.
Man, we really went off the path.
We did.
That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
We went on a
That's
journey
what
and
we're here
back.
for. That's what we're here for.
This kid's talented, man.
Ah, yeah.
That's fire.
Sounds like Rugged Twins, bro.
Holy shit, man. Wow.
Oh, bro. How
good is
I
he,
love
bro?
that. And in the background, you. That's right.
The intro was so cut that there was literally this growl in there because I'm always drawn by like a single like growl. And this growl's
That's some knife party shit, bro. That's fucking
but that's
cool.
that's
Imagine
like
that
on a time
live.
machine. Like literally, that's the dubstep. Like that's old school dubstep, bro. Like imagine that. Like even that start bit, Daisy. I think you like if we gave it to you, you'd be able to do it. It's like you'd be able to rap to that kind.
Oh,
of
you can
tempo.
rap on that easily.
Oh, yeah.
You can easily rap to that.
Bro,
Yeah, and you do
it's
some
like
crazy shit over that,
Didn't
too.
that remind you of the Rugged Twins? They literally used to rap to that kind of style. Like,
But
it's like Jamaican
would it be
dubstep.
harder though? Not that it's as important as we said before, but hearing that live and you rap over something that like heavy, would that clash too much with the vocals? It wouldn't clash too much, as in no.
Nah.
Nope.
Nah, you can make it work. Like, obviously, again, like the mixing and mastering on that's way more difficult.
It would be
It's very hard.
Is that because it's just so like
Because it's
up
so,
and down
it's so
or whatever?
loud and so in your face. And the thing with EDM too is that that's another thing that you got to think about too when trying this idea of doing EDM / hip hop is that like they're both so similar but they're both mastered so differently.
Yeah.
So example, hip hop averages at like -10 LUFS, and that's how you rate the loudness of a song. -10 LUFS, and that's like your average Spotify. That's okay. You can have that, not probably max volume, but if I'm at the gym, I'll have it like maybe 2 off max, 1 off max. Bro, dubstep's like -2 LUFS.
Yeah, right.
You know how, mate, I can only have dubstep at halfway. That's how loud it is and piercing in your ears. So that's another thing too. That's the deep schematics of these type of ideas is, don't forget, right? If you're going to play one artist who's hip hop and he does an hour set of all songs that are a certain volume, and then the next guy has a dubstep set, that's going to sound 20 times louder and it's going to be in your face for everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be very jarring. So that's another thing. You got to sit down and go, okay, whatever you're playing, you might have to tell your little engineer guy to kind of redo it either a bit louder, so it's a bit closer to the dubstep, or we're going to have to turn the dubstep down a notch.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or the DJ, when you DJ, the dubstep DJs are going to have their master at a certain level, and then the hip hop has to have the master a bit up to match, and so it's all cohesive.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And again, people probably thinking, what the fuck? But on a night out, you need to think about those things because that's an audio engineer's headache.
Yeah.
The guy doing the sound on that night will be fucking having a fucking headache. He'll be like, bro, what the fuck are these cunts doing?
Yeah.
You're going to blow a speaker one set and then the next set you can hardly hear it. Like,
Yeah.
again, all little schematics that we're going to have to talk about. Led down the track.
So, I said, because we filmed our second YouTube video the other day, it was a Wednesday. We filmed it on Wednesday, and basically
God.
we're reviewing mystery beers, right? We did a beer tier list of random beers, and it was Wednesday, and we're going on getting drunk, and we got way more drunk than we thought you would. And I was joking about how I was going to be in the doghouse with my missus and shit. It was her idea, but like we were mucking around. But then Iggy's like, for the podcast, put funny reason you got put in the doghouse with your partner. Okay. So, I only got a couple of these. Megalodon says, this is a good one. Megalodon says, she assured me multiple times for days that I didn't have to go to her mum's 50th, so I didn't. It was a test. And you failed.
No.
You failed the test, my friend. That's funny. Like they say, you don't have to go. You don't have to go. You're all right. I won't go. And then they get cut.
Oh,
And then
50th.
Ozrap only says, staying in the studio all night when I said I'd be in bed in an hour. Yeah. Similar situation with games and everything. You know, his last game.
I did the games one a lot.
Yeah.
And that was it for that one. Do you guys have any stories being in the doghouse? Any funny stories?
There'd be heaps, but now I'm on the spot. I really
reasons.
can't.
It's
think of
hard,
it.
eh?
It's hard, but games is a big one. Like saying, like I used to have set game day weeks. Like Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be my game days, and I'd always find a way to weasel in more game days.
It's not enough.
And then I'd come out of the room after playing games. I'd walk past a room, and these two eyes are just locked onto me. And I walk past the room, walk back, and then she's not talking to me. And I'm like, oh shit.
Like you
Probably last the podcast, bro. after making her clean up my fucking vomit for the next hour. The next day, I woke up and she was just like, well.
Actually, I got in a little bit of strife for that too. The next morning.
Me too. I vomited in the shower.
I was so hungover, and then my missus was just like sitting at the end of the bed with her arms crossed. She's like, did you know the state of the place you left this place in? I was like, oh, really? Was it that bad? She goes, you cunts were fucked. I didn't realize how drunk we were. But it's like you said, it's because we were sitting down. But I was full dropping shit on my phone and shit.
You started laughing for the last 5 minutes of the pod because
You got the giggle.
we re-listened to the same speed pipes. So we were so drunk, we got halfway through. And if it wasn't for Iggy saying anything, I think we would have went through the whole thing and answered it completely again.
That was a good time, man. That was fun.
That was fun.
It's always those doghouses though when you know it'll pass. But you're like at the time you're like, oh,
There's two
I have no leg to stand on.
And then the last thing I said on Instagram was, do you eat... Most of these polls I do, by the way, are debates me and my missus have. I said, do you eat the end crust pieces of the bread loaf? Rose was...
Oh, no.
Rose eats it. And I remember she was doing something.
Yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with
like
that?
the
Like,
buns,
that's
eh?
shit.
Like
Yeah.
No.
And she's like, no, but this is interesting because I thought a lot of people wouldn't, but 7 votes for yes, 8 votes for no.
Have you ever had it right
Pretty
and
close.
you make sure it's like, I think people like it because it's like really crusty. So if you have it,
Toast
like
it.
sometimes, yeah, if you toast it and you have it and it's like, I've had
like
it one
really
before
crunchy?
and you toast it like perfectly, then it's enjoyable. But I always avoid that piece.
It's the worst piece of the bread, but that's all it has to offer. The crust is the worst part, and then you just have one whole crust. It's like you're eating the worst
It's the difference
part.
between eating pussy and asshole. Like if you eat the bum of the bread, you eat ass. That's basically like, do you know what I mean? Like the middle
that's a
bits
good way
are
to
great.
look at
The
it.
middle bits are great, but the end bits, you're like, oh, I'm feeling naughty. you know what I mean? Like,
I'm never eating that bit again.
both, I'm going home and eating a whole loaf of just the ass of the bread.
Literally just gone.
He eats it like a corn on the cob.
Yeah.
Both out all the other pieces you get only ETM parts.
Both are edible, but there's one that's just more enjoyable to eat.
Yeah.
Fuck me dead, Jesus Christ.
And that's it for Instagram. We do got Discord.
I've got Discord questions. I've got Discord questions. Where is that Discord? Yes, there we go. By the way, we've got 106 members in that Discord, by the way, so welcome again. There's a few of you motherfuckers who are joining and are not speaking.
A lot of ghosts, man.
It's stop lurking. It's weird as shit. Like, if you get, like, talk, like, fucking say hi or say what anime
Ask
you're
a
watching.
question,
Ask a question or something. 'Cause
I like anime.
these motherfuckers are joining and then you just don't hear from them for like 7 months and then you just see them offline forever. They just never come back to Discord. It's weird as shit. But anyway,
We got a couple that are old, so
Wait.
even before that.
oh, okay, yeah. So we missed out on
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
before that photo, I think.
Oh, really? Oh no, we did the inflation one. Oh, and then I did the recommend 50 push-ups. Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah,
cool.
after
So we're
the
up to
push-ups, after
okay.
the push-ups.
M16 says, "Do you have any funny random stories about leaving school or the time around finishing school?" And he says, "How much for Joey K to shave off his beard?"
Oh, but I want to see this guy without a beard.
First of all, it wouldn't just cost me my wallet. I think my missus would leave me. Like,
You'd have to offer her something.
Bro, that is
A million.
crazy.
If I offered you $1 million cash,
Of course,
you let
I'll
us
do it.
would you let us
Oh,
shave
yeah,
it off
I
on
would
the
do
pod?
much more for much less, bro. Trust me.
Much more
Would you
for
consider it
much
for
less.
10K?
Yeah.
I feel like you got to
I
consider
would,
it.
yeah,
You
I
don't
would.
have to. 10K
I would,
is
yeah.
still
I just,
You could
I
grow
just
that
hide
back,
it. I go to work and back. I wouldn't go to the gym. I just go to work and back. I'd be like Gollum when he's, when he, you know, at the start when he's just like,
All right, done. I'm going to save up some trading funds.
holy fuck.
I'm going to offer you 10 grand cash on the potty
Episode 100, you shave it off.
Shaving off your beard.
Imagine if I had to do a razor shave. Oh, my!
so
Bro, you will look like you're in the Ku Klux Klan.
Many
We
people
found him out of the jungle.
Bro, many people. Bro, I should shave my head. Just go full fucking
Bold.
Yeah. Bro, many people don't have. How many people nowadays have clean shave? Like it's like stubble. At least stubble.
You need stubble.
You need
Bro.
stubble.
Bro, I watched,
can't-
I watched fucking Vampire Diaries a while back, and you know that
I
cunt.
started watching that again because
It's
my
good,
missus
bro.
got it. It's a good show.
You know that fucking Stefan? He's got.
You can tell you both have misses. Like you both, if you watch it, you have a girlfriend. You know?
Hey, some of the best shows I've watched have been the ones that I think I'm not going to be interested. Like Desperate Housewives is fucking incredible. That
know
is
what I
a brilliant
judge?
show.
Really?
Grey's Anatomy, I judge and I go, nah, I'm never going to like this. I'm going to like this. And I sat down and started watching it and I was like, it's crazy. It's really good.
A lot of people think Desperate Housewives is like the Real Housewives. It's not a reality show. Like Desperate Housewives is the actual show, like drama. It's a fucking great show. Anyway, Vampire Diaries is great too. But I see the guy, the main character on Vampire Diaries, got the clean shave and he's like, a sexy cunt and shit.
But he's
I'm
got
like,
a
I'm
big
thinking, I could do
bro.
that.
He's got a
but he
big
has
And then
jaws like this.
and then I shave it and I look like a fucking
feel like
8-year-old.
if I shaved, I feel like my chin would be non-existent. Like it'd just be like my mouth, and then my lip would look 2 inches long. It looked like a turtle. Like I haven't seen my top lip.
Your eyes are just on your mouth.
It's like, see, it's be like meeting a new person because
Yeah.
since we've known you, you've had that
Always.
beard.
Yeah.
Remember
It's
back
like a pair of sunnies for the bottom half of your face. Legit.
It blinds you. Your skin's probably so white under there. It's never seen the sun, bro.
It's like a top deck, but like the opposite.
I think people underestimate facial hair. Like, I can't grow a beard or whatnot, but even like all I can grow is this. But without this, do you remember the days where I used to shave it off? Like, I got tricked like 5 times by Brad and that.
Shit off on benders and
They'd
shit.
shave them all the time, right? Like, they'd trick me. Like, I forget once.
They trick me.
Dude, so the first time I got tricked and ridiculed and like, because everyone knew I looked hilarious, like cleanly shaven, is all the boys were doing slits in their eyebrows. Like, oh yeah, I want one. And then Brad goes, yeah, Sweetie's going to do it. The whole time apparently they were laughing. I'm oblivious. I'm excited. I sit there on the chair ready to get my slit. And then like half of it and then they shaved the rest of it off, and everybody, like, even 3-4 hours later, everyone would come, like, I'd be talking to them, and no one could take me seriously. I was crying. I was crying. I look like a different person. Everyone, like, I look bad.
And the one
bro.
time we shaved you the Hitler mo.
I shaved
Bro,
the Hitler mo.
Oh my God.
I got a few controversial comments with that. Like,
Yeah, we got in trouble for that one.
Of course.
I went to St Mary's RSL with it shaved in.
Yeah.
And I walked in there, and that's all. That's
Like,
all
you
like,
can't come here.
And it's ironic because like you're dark skinned as well. So Hitler was about the Aryan race.
Brad won money too.
Hitler ruined the fucking facial hair forever. You can never have that, bro.
But people are still named Adolf. Like Adolf.
Yeah, it's a popular
Hey, I could have been doing the
Adolf.
Charlie Chaplin, bro. Like,
Charlie Chaplin. Yeah.
Charlie Chapman.
That's
fucking-
funny as they fucking they don't like the mustache.
Yeah, like, oh.
No, this is not Hitler. It's
Is there
Charlie
anywhere else you want to eat tonight?
What was that? What was
What was
that
the first
question?
question?
Yeah, what was the first question again? Funny
Yeah,
stories
so
about what?
it was Joey K wants 10 grand to do it for the beard, and so go around the table. Joey K start first. Any funny random moments from the time around leaving school or finishing school? It's a very specific time frame. If you remember,
Yes.
leaving.
So there was okay. So all through year 11 and 12, there was this guy. I won't name him, but there was this guy in our grade, and everyone would like. He was a part of this gang. Like when I say gang, when you're in school, you think you're a gang, but you're just a bunch of guys hanging out and like pretending you're hard.
Yeah.
So and they were called
That's what school was all about.
yeah, they were called Triple O.
Yeah.
And it meant
000, the police.
It meant
Triple O.
it stood for out of order, right?
Right.
And then what they would do, and they would ramp it up near the end of school. So this moment took time around the end of school, and they went to Macca's on High Street. You know the one near Cold Rock and Red Rooster. They went down to Macca's because from St Dom's, and what they would do, their signature was they would shit in a bag, and in a Macca's bag, and they would write Triple O on it, and then put it back up where the orders go out, where you have the dockets.
What?
So they'd put it in there, so there'd be a hot turd in there, and then so the Macca's workers would legit, and they'd move around to Hungry Jack's and do it to all the little franchises around Dom's, and they'd just be like, "Oh, what's this?" As in, like, "What's this order? It hasn't gone out," and boom, out of order. It'd just be a poo. And he would call himself this certain guy. guy. He would call himself the Poo Man. He got that bad at school assembly in the toilets. He would pick up his shit with maybe, I'm assuming, toilet paper, right, after he pooed, and he would smear triple O on the back of the door. Yeah, legit. And he would text, catch me if you can, I'm the Poo Man. And then during assembly, the principal had to go, sorry, there's been, a bit of few outbursts.
Triple O struck again.
From the Poo Man. He actually said the Poo Man. Like he named him the Poo Man during the assembly. Everyone cracked up. Everyone knew who it was in our grades, but no one gave him up. And still to this day, no one gave him up. So it was just like
He's been waiting for this question to come, bro. The Poo Man. Oh my God.
I want to know this off air. That is fucking gay. What the?
Why would you do that?
What if someone?
Fuck.
That is the least tough thing a gang could possibly do.
When you start going, shit, this guy's crazy. Like,
exactly.
This guy needs help. Like,
Yeah.
It's not fun. I'll be like, whoa.
Yeah.
This cunt's crazy.
Shit. Anyone part of Triple O would have been like, oh,
I wonder what he's doing now.
Still swearing people's lawns.
Let's get him on.
Well,
With like a ski mask.
Yeah, we have the voice filter.
The poo emoji.
The background can just be like triple O in poo
shit.
on the pod.
You know,
Yeah,
the
he
drug,
wears
the,
a poo emoji,
the
which
drug
is blaking out,
documentaries.
Poo emoji.
But like they did it for a laugh, but it was like a continuous thing. And it's like, bro, how many people would have just been like, imagine you're working at Macca's, you're getting $14 an hour,
That
maybe
is
12 back
horrible.
then.
That is
I reckon you're
horrible.
maybe getting $11 an hour at Macca's back then. And you're just like,
I used to have to go in the play gyms because I was so little and like clean like the shit in the play gyms and stuff like that because of how little I was. Imagine getting a shit when you think it's bro, that's horrible.
did you have any?
I don't have anything to follow up
what's
from
your
that, but
story?
I'm almost lost for words. Like I really, because I know you've got some crazy stories. But did he mean like was the time I'm at
funny.
the end of finishing school?
Yeah, like
Around that
well,
time.
yeah.
That age.
Isn't that what he was saying?
That
Like,
age. I
Yeah,
think.
that age.
Like because I know you have like I have more of your memories because of Brad and you telling the tales, and your tales are hilarious. Where like clouds like my times.
I'm not fucking proud of all the shit we used to do in school, to be quite honest. But there was some, we did some fucked up shit. But that was just from school, from the get go. Like we got there and we just had like we chose the path of being menaces. That was it. Like, but I never finished school, so unfortunately I can't answer that question for you.
Oh yeah, you dropped out your 10.
No, but it doesn't have, oh yeah, true.
Yeah, well, what about any funny stories when you
Well, it
dropped
doesn't.
out?
It doesn't.
Or around
it
that
doesn't
age.
matter.
Around that age.
Any story doesn't.
Yeah.
School.
I mean,
story.
I guess a memory that sticks out to me the most. I don't know why we used to do this, but so this was around the time where we all me and the homies, and again in our school, our little gang, we weren't smearing poo on walls and shit, but our gang, we were about maybe like 30 or 35 strong. So we had strength in numbers. So that's why people didn't really fuck with us because there was just so many. It's like hyenas. But we all watched the movie Green Street Hooligans. Remember the
Yeah,
football
that was a
film?
good movie.
Good
That's a good
fun.
movie.
Great movie, right? So we all watched that. Naturally, we're young men, full of testosterone. That movie's hyped us up. So we've come to school Monday like wanting to fight people. So for
no reason.
Yeah, for no reason. Instead of fighting other people in school, we split up the gang between east
story I wanted you to tell,
east
bro.
side and west side. So we're all friends, and we used to go into the E block, a big circle of classrooms. And we'd all walk in together, we'd all shake hands and go, all right, east side go to the right, west side go to the left. When we meet up on the other side, we just start fighting. So we split up. I got 10 of my homies with me. They got 10 of their homies with them.
That's so
we
funny.
split up. And then we'd see each other and we'd just start going. And we'd be fighting each other. And we're friends. We're
Fighting each
punching.
other.
And I'm small as, but I got my big mate. He was, unfortunately, he was on the other side. So he was picking me up. He cracked me, picks me up, and literally threw me like the Incredible Hulk, bro. I've gone flying, smashed into a window. We've cracked the window. We've gone crazy. And then we were going on about that for so long and getting so crazy with it that randoms started joining in on it. Random people were
These
asking.
guys would start motions. In
Bro,
school, bro.
random people are asking, all right, are you west side or east side?
It's like
nah.
Tupac Biggie.
Yeah. And then, bro, it got to the point, right, where the Islanders started getting involved.
And that's game over.
And that's when it started getting too serious, bro.
Yeah.
People, like, were getting bashed one by one, like, in locker rooms and shit, bro. Like,
they're throwing taro around.
yeah, you got...
When there's stories, Iggy, where like say there was like the West Siders, like if you were by yourself, like if there was one East Sider, and, like, and then like there was like 6 or one of them, I swear someone got absolutely bashed.
Yep, Josh McCann.
Yeah, that's what I go, because he was the only person. They go West Side.
Like we bashed.
No. That's I didn't like. We didn't do it. Like I didn't do nothing. But it got to the point because Islanders has always loved their fighting and just take it that one step too far when it comes to fighting. It got to the point where like we all almost a few of us got suspended and shit because the fighting started getting. It wasn't just 30 of us, 20 of us mucking around, punching on, like in whatever.
Whole year groups.
It was half the year group and the Dokos were taking it serious. And if you saw an East Sider by himself, the Fobbos were going up and bashing him.
Oh my God.
And then the East Siders were doing it.
And it's funny because it's like, it doesn't even mean anything. You're not even from the East or West.
We're not gangsters. We don't got nothing. Like we just,
you feel
all
like
from that movie.
I can imagine you like punching on, the school bell rings like,
we got math. We got math.
Yeah,
gotta go home.
Yeah, and it got that serious where like a bunch of people started getting suspended and shit, and we had to like they were trying to stop our group from hanging out together because we were just such troublemakers, bro. Like we were just, again, you think at the time it's harmless fun, but you don't realize you're G'ing up a whole year group to just fight. Like yeah.
It's funny how like it catches on. It's like society, right? You've been around it's like for so long, you're just like, hey, this is like, you just kind of adapt and you're like, fuck yeah, this looks fun. And it's so twisted, bro. Like your school life was the opposite of mine. Like the opposite.
Ours was fucked.
Like we had a few funny things. Yeah, St. Clair, man.
Our school was awesome, bro.
I love that.
I remember my dad said to me, the reason I went to Dom's, my dad goes, I'm like, oh, but we live next to St. Clair High. He goes, you're not fucking going there.
Everyone says that, but I had such a good like.
St. Clair was
but my dad's old school.
I don't have many stories, nothing like that, man. It calmed down a lot after your year started to leave. It wasn't as connected, everyone. But like the best thing, I went to bushcraft camp, right? We went to bushcraft camp, the best thing ever, bro. And we went. All the PE teachers would go to bushcraft camp. We took weed and everything. Yeah. And I was sitting at the table with the teachers and everything. I'm high as fuck. I'm eating Doritos and they were all telling stories. And I can't remember what this thing was. You had to tell. We were telling stories. I was telling the story, like I was telling the plot of Harry Potter.
That's a long plot, bro.
But like I was passing it off like it was my own made up story.
and did anyone catch on?
The teachers knew. The teachers knew what we were doing. They knew I was like. Well, and the funny thing is, we had those. Like you had to bring your own food and cook your own food and shit. And we had those Doritos for nachos. We were gonna make nachos.
And you're eating it.
I ate a whole bag of Doritos. Yeah, but just a lot of funny things in school, but nothing crazy like fucking around. Man.
Yeah, no,
it was a good school.
I can imagine you high as fuck being like, and then the chosen one escaped the one who shall not be named.
And it's crazy too, because at the time in high school, right, you think you're so old and so mature, but then now at our age, you think like,
you're
what
babies,
the
bro.
fuck are we doing? Like,
Well,
what
parents always told you that you miss school, and generally, bro, like the times you have in school, like you don't really have much to worry about, like. They try and make it out like you have to, but like realistically, when you get to the end, we go, no, you don't have to stress out over that shit. Like those camps
means
and
nothing.
that were so. Bushcraft was one of the best subjects that I ever did, apart from music.
But would you?
And the teachers knew it was a bludge too. Like we'll do bushcraft, like in bushcraft class, right? We're doing bushcraft class, and the thing was we're learning how to juggle. They were teaching us how to juggle in bushcraft camp. Like, what the fuck?
We learn how to pitch tents. You learn how to do stuff. Remember, you have to do indigenous stories, and you have to memorize.
Maybe you hopped on the wrong bus. You went on the circus one. There's a circus one and a bushcraft.
Sorry, not at the camp, but like in class. Like you'd have your scheduled class. Class, and for today's class, we're learning how to fucking juggle.
You get judged on it. Like you'd get marked on if you could juggle.
So
strange stuff, bro.
Funny thing is, I still somehow failed that as well.
And by the way, it's St. Clair High in the middle of suburbia. There's no bush in sight, and for some reason they run bushcraft. Like it's weird.
It's just so the teachers get like
a bit of a break, I think. But what you got next one?
Next question. I love this question. How'd you guys come up with the name Chip Jacker Mafia? So love this fucking story.
We told this in episode 1. I
think on the first episode.
Tell it again anyway.
So Chip Jacker Mafia, this is shout out to my mate Hendo. He was on this show, I think like episode 5 or 6. So at the time, he had actually moved to Coffs Harbour, which sucked at the time because like, you know, he's fucking one of your best mates and he's kind of gone. It was like one of the first times like one of your close homies is like gone. We're like, fuck, we're never going to see this guy again. So obviously we're talking all the time, and this is before Discord and that, so we had the Facebook group. And then, so one weekend prior to this conversation, me, Brad, and Mobsy went to the shops, and we were buying, it was winter, and we were buying new jackets to go out partying. And we had a couple parties coming up, so we were buying these jackets. And these were the fucking ugliest jackets, bro, I've ever seen.
No,
But
they
back
were
then, you think they look cool, bro.
What were they called? They had a name. The type of jacket had a name.
I can't remember the name, but Mobsy, Mo
It's like a
B,
windbreaker. Like a windbreaker.
A windbreaker. Mo B, this jacket was that fugly. The color was like a baby poo brown, and the color was called fatigue. But we were like, bro, that's fucking sick, and whatever. We're like, yeah, these are mad. And then that during the week, we've bought the jackets, and then like Tuesday Arvo, Wednesday Arvo, Hendo, we're talking in our group messenger chat, Facebook chat. And he goes, oh, boys, hectic news. I'm coming down for the week, and I'm staying with my dad so I can come to this party. And we're like, fuck yeah. And I'm like, yeah, we're all happy. And then Hendo goes, bro, we're going to party like the mafia with a wink face. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, party with like the mafia? I was like, we're fucking weird dudes. Like we're trippers. Everyone in St. Clair knew us as the trippers. We were the tripper, like the tripper cunts. I'm like, trippers, we're weird as shit. We just bought these fugly jackets, mafia. And I was like, what the fuck, trip jacket, mafia jacket? I'm like, boys, I've got the name. They're like, what? I'm like, trip jacket mafia, TJM. And they're all like, and it's just stuck ever since.
Yeah,
bro.
fucking
Such a cool name.
The thing is, it's an awesome
Trip
name, but
Jacket Mafia.
it's short formed. Like it sounds awesome short form. Like
TJM, bro.
TJM.
And now it's our business. We've
Trip
got
jacket
it as
apparel,
we've
trip
got it
jacket
as
muscle.
a business,
Look,
man.
you
crazy how
trade
you
out
think
you
of it.
trade out the mafia for whatever, and it works. Trip jacket muscle, trip jacket apparel, trip jacket whatever.
Trip jacket milfs.
It's the thing. Trip jacket mills, trip jacket money, trip jacket anything. It's
Trip
the best.
jacket,
It's the
it's
best,
very
most
Martian,
versatile. It's
right?
the best
Jacket
name.
milfs.
And when
And the
when-
logos, when this guy sent me the logos he got done up, I was like, bro.
Yeah, look, it's on the hat. You want some merch?
I was like, merch. We have to do merch. It
Yep.
looks. This would look like a normal. It's not like some cringy gamer like YouTuber shit. It looks like normal branded clothes. And I'm like, bro, we got to do merch.
now you can tie that in with the shows, bro. We can start shooting. Some
100 a
freaking
cannon,
shirts
yeah,
out,
out
but
of a cannon.
I want to be full decked out in the trip jacket.
100%.
There's no way, like we used to when we used to DJ. I'd always have a uniform, and our uniform was we'd always wear
The long sleeves.
black
and-
bandana, and we'd have our long sleeve.
So you remember, even before we had Trip Jacket apparel, though, for our gigs, me and him used to go to Mount Druitt. Remember when Mount Druitt opened that custom tees?
Custom tees.
We used to buy a bunch of the homies' shirts,
and we'd make them.
and we'd all be rocking up to these gigs with 10 of us wearing. We used to get all our girlfriends.
They weren't that crazy,
Yeah.
but it just trip jacket
Long
mafia on the
sleeves,
sleeve, the
TJM.
emblem here, and that was cool enough. And everyone that would come and watch us would wear them as like a bit of support. Because like shout out to like Step Brothers and all that used to do that, and they used to give out tees like that too. And
It's
like,
crazy
was
how
in thing,
far
bro.
it's come, eh? Like
Just
now
it
you can
all-
actually go online, type in tripjacketapparel.com.au, and you
we
can
pop
buy
up.
like it's people
Yeah.
are wearing it, people
And
buying
it all
it. It's
started
cool,
from
man.
just smoking heaps of weed and an idea.
Very
All-
cool,
That's
man.
how it started, man. Like I said, get with your homies and just sit down and talk about ideas.
Just fucking do something.
brainstorm, and you watch what that one conversation can do for you and your friends. Zexa, shout out, says, have you seen that rapper Skux on TikTok? He's getting hate for what he raps about, but I feel like this scene people hate seeing anyone win, especially anyone young. What are your guys' thoughts? We were talking a little bit about this off air. What are your thoughts? Young rapper
I
getting
mean, I
hate.
feel
just-
like you need to make sure you have you're humble enough to know. Like, I don't know, when you're putting stuff out, it's like when you put anything out on the internet, you're automatically
a target.
liable for
Yeah.
fucking,
That's true.
anyone can say shit. So I don't think you can take anything to heart, even if, I don't know if he's good or not, but if he's good, then fuck him. If it's shit, then fuck him also, because at least you put something out. But also at the same time, you can't really be talking shit that you're coming up and you're like, you're the top shit, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Maybe whatever they're talking about, you can't be, I mean, everyone, not lies, but everyone embellishes.
Oh,
and,
everyone
I'm
lies.
the shit, this and that.
Everyone lies.
But
It's braggadocious.
But there's a level where you're like, ooh, you can't be doing videos in a rented limo. I mean, or
Have
a rented
some self-awareness,
when someone
man.
sees you and you're pushing a fucking RAV4 or whatever it is.
Have some self-awareness though. But I think
Yeah,
it's interesting
self-awareness.
what you say about people not like. People hate to see people doing better than them, especially in music. And your homies, your closest friends, everybody will not support you until you are too big that they know the battle's lost. They won't support you when they know my support is making a difference. They won't support you. But once you get to the point where you're too far gone and you're like, all right, this cunt's blowing up and he's my homie, then they'll support you. And they'll go, oh, look, this is my homie. Look, I was sharing all your music. But when you're still at that stage where they think, all right, you're not doing better than me yet, so I'm not going to show love, because if I show love, then someone I know will show you love, and then maybe I'll get the ball rolling for you. So they won't show you love.
Yep.
That's how it is, and that's how people are.
sucks how
It's
it
a sad
works, but
truth, though. It's a sad truth.
Yeah.
People don't want to see you fucking win, man. But watch. You keep at it, you keep consistent, and then you get those. Our biggest fans are people we don't know. You know, Zexa, all you dudes leaving. I've never met M16. I've never met Kyle Whitehill. All you dudes, we don't know you, and you guys are the ones who support us the most. Yep. You know what I mean? And then it's going to get to a point where you get enough of those people, and then your homies start jumping on. You know, and then people start supporting more. So it's a bit of a, you have to kind of navigate these waters where you're only focusing on yourself. Don't worry what other people are saying. Don't worry about feedback. Don't worry about nothing. If you're dedicated and you're passionate, most important, keep practicing, keep doing it, keep putting your music in, because people don't want to see people win. So they will hate on you, and especially younger dudes, I feel like. But the thing is, you got like the kid Leroy, right? The kid Leroy was how old? He was 15, like 16, 14 or something when he blew up. You know what I mean? So it is possible. And I know a lot of younger kids, way younger than us, that have way more traction than us, you know what I mean? So I don't know if age is as much of a factor. It's just kind of the luck of the draw, really, a little bit. Just keep at it, keep consistent. People will hate on you. You got to have thick skin. You know, but I definitely feel like people don't want to see you win. That's true, man.
This lifestyle isn't for everyone, boys.
No, definitely not. It's hard, man.
Not for everyone. Then we go on to M16. Just says, I just realized this month will be roughly 1 year of M16, which got me thinking, do you guys remember which year or month you started music?
Did you say 1 month of M16?
No, 1 year.
Oh, I was going to say,
this month is 1 year.
Gotcha, yeah.
Do you guys remember which year or month you started music, the podcast, different jobs, big milestones? What milestones do you plan to hit short or long-term future? That's a good question. Music, music's a fucking slow fucking burn. It actually fucking makes me want to cry how long I've been doing music. I think I'm going on my 7th year of music this year. Next year will be 8. 8 fucking years of making music.
And it takes 10 years to become an overnight success.
8 fucking years to get to this level that I'm at, and I feel like I've only just learned how to make music decent.
And it started with you
8 years
fusing 2 songs together of what other people made, and it just all kind of stemmed off that.
Yeah,
but watch, a couple months, a little bit of time, you're going to see Friendly Fire everywhere. You're going to see DZ everywhere, and you're going to say, this guy blew up overnight. Look how quick these guys blew up. It's crazy. They blew up so quick. No. Mate, it's fucking 10 years of fucking labor, bro.
Think of it.
This is a milestone.
This podcast is 3 years now.
Look at Trip Jacket Apparel, that's a milestone. A Track with the Game, that's a milestone. Horseshoe Gang, milestone. Ritz, Chris Calico, these are people I've always listened to since I was in year 7. When I released the song with Horseshoe Gang, my homie Pierce, long-time listener, he's awesome, man. I love you, Pierce. He messaged me, he's like, haven't you been listening to these cunts since fucking year 7? I'm like, yes, I have. Yep. You know, like that's a milestone. And even though it doesn't hit you as hard when you're in the moment, when we really reflect and you ask these kind of questions and you think, you're like, fuck, man, we've done a lot, dude. We've done a lot of good shit. It's crazy, man.
I mean, and I guess just milestones for the future, long or short term. I think I'm looking at the long term now more or less. Obviously, I want to start doing shows, and I still love music. That's still my 100% love and passion. I want to get more into that. Now, especially, I've got the time. I want to start sort of upping the production. That's why I feel like I'm so keen for this EP to come out, because I feel like like I said, man, off air, bro, we're a fucking just a whole different level. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this EP is like nothing you guys have heard out of an Aussie hip hop fucking EP. It's like ridiculous. It's like you say, it's like Kanye West type shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, but I want to sort of do more of that, but I kind of want to do that not here, if that makes sense. I'm at that point where I'm kind of shooting for the stars now. I feel like we've exited the atmosphere now of the Earth. It's now, okay, where's the next planet we can go to? I don't know. I just feel like, again, Sydney, it's just for me, there's nothing here. Business-wise, music-wise, you know, when I do start making more money with my things that I'm doing outside of music, when I do start saving up that kitty in this big bank account, I'm not going to be sitting here. I don't want to do it here. I want to grab the homies and grab us and fucking get the fuck out of here and fly out of here and work with other people and network with bigger opportunities. And I generally feel like at this point in Sydney, it's just not it. That's my opinion. I'm sure there's going to be some kind out there that goes, nah, man, Sydney does this guy and you can meet this guy and this guy. But personally, what I've seen in Sydney in the past 8 years of making music, I'm not impressed. To be quite honest, I'm not impressed. Like I said, we spoke about it before on the pod, where I feel like the biggest wave we could have caught was when this whole drill bullshit started kicking off. that was cool at the time for 4 months, and we should have.
And we blew it.
More people should have grabbed that wave and started
Running with
using
it.
that to run and to get to the UK, to get to America,
You blew
to
it.
get. And we dropped again.
Australia blew it.
We fumbled
You
hard.
fucked up. They all fucked up. All these big artists, they fucked up.
We fumbled, man.
Can I just say one more thing before we ask you to your milestones? Because I'm sure you two have goals, ambition. This, if you're not on the train yet, it's not going to stop. And you know why? Our biggest secret weapon is the trading. That's our leg up on everyone else because we're happy with where we are now. Obviously, we're shooting for bigger things and better things. But the best thing about the trading is going to allow us to do this at the level, at least the level we're at now, forever. Because say, for example, this isn't enough income to be our full-time jobs, right? Obviously. But say it stayed like that forever, we have the trading to fall back on where we'll be able to fund our lives and still do that. We love doing this, so we're going to always do it. So that's what I'm saying. If you're not on the train yet, get on the train because it's not fucking stopping, man. And we're going to do all this shit we say, and we have been. But yeah, man, same as you, like ambitions, we got big goals, big dreams, man, and we're going to do it all. Trust me. Joey, your goals, ambitions, you're part of the show now. Do you have any media ambitions, work ambitions? What do you aim for?
Well, I got Iggy to send me some beginner videos for trading, so I've just started watching those. But just like trying to be realistic with it all, holding down a full-time job, and you know, it's hard to after you haven't learned something new in ages. It's hard to wrap your mind around just get putting the effort in to learn something new. But I feel like I just got to put that as a bigger priority. You know what I mean? As in, like, maybe put the going to the gym and that to the side, or maybe not spend as much time there or after work, and just sit down and watch some videos. He sent me a few. I've gone through a few. They're fucking.
It's tough.
Yeah,
It's
well,
hard
but
to
the thing,
take,
so I need to like just get a notebook, start writing shit down because I learn by. Sounds dumb, but I learn by just writing shit, not just hearing shit. I need to see it, bro. Yeah, like so just shit like that. I got a new work laptop with the new job, so I'm gonna try and like. Wait, is HP a shit one for?
I got HP. I like HP. Yeah.
So HP, they just gave me a new work laptop.
Yeah, there you
on
go.
my first day. So that's my that's gonna be my little thing now. So because I don't need it that much for work yet. Even when I do need it much for work, I just want to try and like. At least get started and familiar with it, and then I want to play with like fake money for ages, bro. I'm talking ages. Like I don't want to. I'm not in a rush or nothing because I'm kind of. It still freaks me out a bit. The whole thing about trading, like Iggy, you've said to me, you have your good days, you have your bad days.
It is daunting.
So it is daunting being like trusting in that process. But I feel like if I don't cut corners and do what you guys done. Maybe one day I can have that almost like passive income. You do got to work for it a bit, as in you got to sit by the computer, but it feels like a bit of passive income. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no time limit on it either.
But you said the England markets open up at 5 p.m, right? Mm-hmm. And you're in there for no longer than an hour nowadays. Yep. Maybe a bit over. But like, isn't the American one not till 11 p.m?
11 p.m, yeah.
So that means with a full-time job, I would only be able to be in that one market at 5 p.m.
You can trade any time.
You can trade. It's 24 hours.
You can set markers and you can set things where you can like do one before you go to bed and then kind of come back to it. Like you'll learn.
Yeah. But obviously, you run the risk. The longer you're in the trade, you run the risk of you can put a stop loss and all that. But like the in and out ones at the peak times would be more beneficial, no?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think I wouldn't be able to go to sleep with two eyes closed, bro, if I had a bet. I mean, not a bet, sorry. A trade going on. And I'd be like, oh, fuck, what's happening? Like,
That was me last night.
It is like that.
you know what I mean? And then when you wake up, you check your computer or whatever, and it just hasn't hit. And you're like, oh.
Right.
Sometimes you wake up, it says stop loss hit, and you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes, though, you wake up, it says take profit hit, and you're like,
You know what's worse than both of those? That was me last night, bro. I fucking set a trade, go to bed, and then I can't sleep. I'm like, fuck, this fucking thing's going against me or whatever. Go to sleep, finally go to sleep. Wake up. No take profit, no stop loss here. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's fucking odd. Look at the fucking phone, and I've just gone, are you fucking kidding me? The price went all the way down to like this far off my final take profit, which was like fucking 4.2 grand or something. It went all the way back up, and I ended up losing that trade today. Oh. And I was like, bro, this is fucking I was like, this is fucked. I'm like, this is
So if
fucked.
you're awake and monitoring it, you could have
I would
lucked out.
have cashed out at probably
Cashed
like
out.
3 point something, which would have broken a record again for my biggest trade. But it is what it is. Like, that's why, you know,
Part of the game.
It's part of the game, bro. Like, you got to.
But seeing your snaps and shit, and I'm just like working away, and you're just like at the computer, like, oh,
Hey,
you
look,
call,
look,
you going,
life is fucking good lately.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But it comes with a.
Of course.
It's a mental fucking.
mental work.
It's not like I say it 1,000 times on this pod. Yes, it's cool and the life is whatever and flashy, and I'm like not nowhere near that yet. I'm like the baby Padawan still, but it comes at a cost, bro. This shit is not for everyone. The mental. I'm a fucking confident fucking guy. Anyone who knows me knows I'm loud. I'm out there. I'm confident. I'll walk into any room and I'll fucking make that room mine. This shit, these markets have turned me into a little bitch, bro. Like, this is like they're whipping me.
Yeah.
And my brain is just like, I'm cowering in the corner. It's like, bro, this is a fucking mental battle and a half.
You're like Voldemort at the end of Harry Potter.
Bro,
He's out of the
fetus, bro. Yeah.
Horcrux, and he's like,
that's coming from me. And I'm like, I could take on any, bro. You put me on a snowboard, 2 hours later, I'll know how to snowboard.
yeah.
This shit, bro, fucking goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, fucking hell. I'm like sitting there fucking one day, I'm fucking pulling my hair out. The next day, I'm going, woohoo. Like, you know what I mean? It's fucked.
Your
bro.
mental
Like,
is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But anyway,
But yeah,
Mr.
so something
Meegley,
like-
any goals, ambitions for the future?
Got a few. Obviously, similar to what you were talking about. Like the past couple of months, I've started to look at the trading, and I'm at the point now where I'm I want to have a bit more time. Like the work I do, like I enjoy it to a point, but I want more time. Like just to have a bit of a life, but set myself up and start ticking over all these goals without absolutely like flogging myself, which is literally what we do to earn good money. With what we do. So started to do that. Started to do with the practice account and. Yeah, like I've don't get me wrong, bro. I'm fluking a lot of it, but I've been doing pretty good with my first practice account. So my goal is to by the start of next year start actually doing that and juggling that with work. But then kind of what we've been talking about the whole show. Like my music ambitions is like I want to produce like just maybe little goals, but I want to get back and work with you guys and do a couple of those beatbox dub tracks again. But I'm really focused on the show, man. Like I've had this image in my head. I keep having these dreams where we can do this stage production. I want it to grow. I want it to grow to the point that one day where, like I've been talking about this for Iggy, where we do different genres, different shows, and while it's playing, you've got like the whole visual in the background, like the
that'd be
visual
dope.
show, things where like
Dancers,
dancers,
mascots,
we're
like
changing costumes, like mid thing, like it's like a performance, but like we're DJing, like I want to get to that point, and I feel like when we can work to that point, like we've always been able to put on a show, bro, but now it's about building to the point where we can do that, and we definitely can. So, might be a long-term goal, but I really want to do that.
Yeah, 100%. We'll get there too. It's happening. And also, shout out to one of our listeners, Kyle. Kyle, everyone's favorite fisherman. Congrats on your trading, bro. So out of everyone so far that I've trying to teach and help, this motherfucker's picked it up, man. He's returning between like 1% to 4% a week and shit on his practice account. So honestly, bro, like the trades this motherfucker's catching that he's sending me, I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker's getting more pips than I am, motherfucker. Like, so good on you, bro. Keep fucking going until you're ready for that real account. So good shit, bro. Good on you, mate. It's good to see that I'm fucking showing people and it's slowly like fucking son.
Resonate.
You know what I mean? Like I said, even if you can just make $50 a week extra, that's free fuel, bro. That covers your fuel. Maybe not in Sydney these days,
way.
but that covers half a tank of fucking fuel.
Quarter thing.
We'll get you to the shops and back.
And then M16 says anime ranking, TV show, film ranking in general. So I guess just like, what are your best animes, I guess? Favorite?
Meegley,
This cunt's got 100,000.
Let's start top five. Top five. Let's go. Maybe not in order. They don't have to be in order, but top
And the
five.
number one's One Piece for sure. And then the other ones I'm just going to give it to you. And Naruto Shippuden's in there for me. It's so hard on the spot. Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's doing the other two. It's so hard on the spot. But yeah, those three are definitely my top three. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for sure. That's in my top four.
Heard a lot of that.
And then I'm gonna go. My favorite one current one at the moment would have to be Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh,
Like a current one.
I
One
haven't
that's
seen that.
constant because for me to judge an anime, like
Yeah.
you've got to kind of like I know One Piece isn't finished, but for them to become top, they got to kind of finish. But One Piece is like 1,000 episodes in where you can judge at your favorite already because the journey's set up. So
You seen
Yeah.
Bleach?
I haven't gave it a full, like I started and I couldn't get into it. It was the one mainstream one that I couldn't get into, and everyone's all my anime friends are like, you're an idiot.
Aussie slang
loves
He built his whole Discord around that anime, bro.
And apparently there's so many like shout out to Attack on Titan.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I cried. I cried.
Made in the
at
Abyss,
that.
like there's all
damn.
different ones. Yeah, bro, don't get me started on. There's too many good animes, bro, and there's a lot of good ones out at the moment. I'm rewatching One Piece. I'm rewatching the.
Well, Joey, you're not big
TV
into
show?
anime,
I'm not
maybe
really
TV
big in,
shows though. Top 5 TV shows.
Top Boy right now, bro. I'm watching and it's fucking amazing, bro. But Top Boy, Prison Break is a classic. I mean, if you're going back in the day,
Prison Break's good.
I mean, Last of Us only because I'm connected to the game. I can understand why people think it's slow, but I have that love with the game. And maybe Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. So
Breaking Bad and Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for anime, I mean, I haven't watched as much anime as you
Shoot
do.
a top 3 then.
I'm a recent One Piece fan. I've said on this show I'm never gonna watch One Piece because of how long it is.
You say that at the
and
start,
I just
and then you
heard. I
slowly
kept
have
seeing
to.
videos about the devil fruits and about how the
Yeah.
world is the 4 oceans. I'm like, this sounds cool, man.
It is.
This sounds cool as fuck. And then I was like, fuck it. And I haven't even seen the live action on Netflix, but I just started watching anime. I was like, fuck, this is mad. And now I'm like 35 episodes in. I'm loving it. So One Piece, I'm sure, is gonna be one of my favorites. But then I liked My Hero a lot. I like
good.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, that was good.
Attack on Titan. Out of all the ones, I don't even know if I've seen 5 animes. Demon Slayer didn't do it for me. I did not.
It's aesthetically pleasing to watch, but it is overhyped.
It looks sick.
The animation is on another planet.
I kind of like the psychological anime a bit more. And Demon Slayer is very action, fight, demon. But like,
But Attack on Titan was more like politics and that. That was
so good.
You done Hunter x Hunter yet?
No, but
I got this guy in Hunter x Hunter, and this guy, while we're in
His
America,
favourite, yeah.
was watching it all on his phone. And
Lad.
if you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter and you're into
I
anime,
will watch it. I will watch
yeah, you've got to do it.
Bro,
Shout out to that anime.
I saw a fucking Reddit post where it was like I could resonate with this post so bad. The Reddit post was, "Hey, just curious, did anyone else watch Hunter x Hunter as one of their first animes and now every other anime is shit?" And it got like 20 million
says that all the
upvotes
time.
and I was like, yes. I was like, yes. I feel like I just cannot connect with any other anime because they're
too
all
good.
just not as good.
Even my missus fully watched all of that, and she absolutely
Even Chloe,
loved that.
when we were in America, was like watching half of that shit and she's like, bro, this
starts
is
off like
awesome.
Pokemon. Like it starts off really friendly, and then it just gets.
Oh, then it's
dark and plot twist over there.
anime is so good at that type of shit. Just the unexpected darkness.
That's
like-
why I got addicted to that and stopped watching many other normal shows, because like a plot twist in anime just it hits different, bro.
They're
Like,
not as
they make you,
scared.
like,
they're
pull
not
out-
as scared to do that shit.
No,
you know?
like it makes you just go, oh, bro, I've lost my. Oh.
Would you have a top 5 normal shows though? Like what?
Yeah,
good
yeah,
shows is it?
for sure. But the anime would shit like rank over that. One that Joey didn't say that I really liked is Walking Dead. Early seasons, not when they ruin the plot with that. Like I'm talking the first 4 seasons of Walking Dead, a top tier. Skins. Have you ever watched
I love Skins.
Skins.
I love
Throwback to Skins is the out of the box one. The OC, which is a kind of like one. The OC.
I haven't seen that one.
The OC's good. That's 3. Oh man, I have plenty of other shows that I've watched. What's that? I'm gonna put that Lord of the Rings show that they did.
Oh,
Yes.
on Prime or
Rings of
whatever.
Power.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Rings of Power. That was actually amazing. Yeah.
Really?
And
Yeah.
any like I can't pick one Star Wars show, but all the Star Wars shows that they're putting right now, like I'd have a top 5 of just them. But like all of Mando, so like I'm gonna band all them together in there. That's the main stuff I'm watching with anime, just Star Wars and anime.
Yeah. I might rewatch Clone Wars after Ahsoka because I rewatched Rebels. Oh.
Yeah, to be honest, like that's probably my favorite TV show of all time.
Oh.
Like, the cartoon and it's not another Star Wars episode, but that's better than all the movies. I'm sorry,
Right, after
Clone Wars and Rebels better than
after
all that
2
shit.
episodes of Ahsoka, I went back and rewatched Rebels for the 3rd time, and I pumped the whole 4 seasons in like 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
So enjoyable.
Because I was
Do you
I was
need
like,
to watch that before? Because I've watched Ahsoka and Mando, and I really liked her character. Ahsoka's my next thing I'm tackling. But
I'd
would you have to
highly
watch
recommend
the
it.
What's the
Rebels?
next thing I'm tapping? I'm like,
It will be.
I'd highly recommend it.
It will be better, a lot better. You can watch it without but it will be much better.
I
You'll
get
a lot more out
you
of it.
definitely need to, and yes, it's a grind to get there, but the grind's worth it. You'll find a new love for
it's
Star Wars if
amazing.
you do it. Iggy was telling me for years because he knew I love Star Wars, and he was telling me to watch the Clone Wars. I finally bit the bullet. I did it, and I went up to this guy. I was like, bro, this is the crazy shit about
the
like
Clone Wars explains like the creation of the Force, Anakin going to the
they're not
dark
rushing
side.
it, bro.
It's,
Into 3
bro, it's-
movies, they're taking their time, and it's cartoon. And when I was watching anime at the time, so I just enjoy watching cartoon. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like, bro.
Literally. All right, I've only got fucking 2 more points or a few more points.
You don't have a show or movie or anything?
Yeah.
You don't have any good
Oh,
shows you want
yeah,
like?
oh no. So yeah, sorry. Animes. Mine
Same as us,
tops
though,
Hunter x Hunter, and then Attack on Titan close second. But ever since, because Hunter x Hunter was like the second anime I watched. The very first one I watched was
Arjun?
Arjun, which was enjoyable. I like that a lot.
Really basic. And
Then I went to Hunter x Hunter and I was like, this is fucking mad. I was like mind blown. I was like, what the fuck? So I'm coming in the expectation that all animes are like this. Then I watched something else. I'm like, oh, that was fucking shit. Then I watched Demon Slayer. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Then I watched Attack on Titan. I was like, oh, okay. It's doing it for me. Then I watched something else. I'm like, oh, that's fucking shit. Then I watched like a couple random ones on this guy's Crunchyroll and they were all just shit. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, did I give it way too much of an expectation? Then I stumbled across that Reddit post and there's like 10 million other people who are all in the same boat as me. They're like, we fucked up by watching that first and now everything else is just nowhere
Well, I'm
near.
glad I haven't watched it though.
Yeah, no, bro, I'm telling you, this
watch it
is,
soon, though.
it's done really fucking well.
I like it. I know I
well.
like it a lot. I'll watch it soon.
And then TV shows, probably like Money Heist, Peaky Blinders.
Oh, Peaky Blinders.
forgot
What about
about that.
Peaky Blinders?
I haven't seen Peaky Blinders.
Bro,
Bro.
watch
Peaky
There's a lot
Blinders.
of normal shows I haven't watched. 'cause I've been
Peaky
blind
Blinders.
into
It
the
made me want
anime.
to take up ciggy smoking and drinking straight whiskey. The guy, every
Right.
scene, every scene. I don't know. Imagine doing a count on how many ciggies that guy punished on that show. Just every scene.
He said how many ciggies he was doing.
Oh, really?
But I'm pretty sure it was like hundreds of herbal cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
And then that's why after he come out and did Oppenheimer, that character smoked as well. That's why he said he come out in interviews like, my next movie role is like, I don't give a fuck. It's not going to be a smoker. I'm not doing it because he's that used to smoking these herbal cigarettes. That yeah, he's like, bro, I'm over it. He's like, I can't do the herbal cigarettes anymore. They probably taste good though, eh? Like,
Well, do you reckon like some people that do smoke choose to do the real ones? Like, I want fucking
100%.
pack of Marlboro Reds.
I don't know though, but maybe they wouldn't allow it on set because of just the stink and shit.
Yeah,
I don't
There'd
know.
be
maybe,
rules
that's
and like,
true.
what, like yeah,
There'd be rules,
and
like,
regulations,
yeah.
bro.
Interesting question I've got that I saw a video on. So the thing with music that I feel like most, especially people that get into it, are kind of missing is I feel like old music, especially from like the 2000s, it's like timeless. It's like it's always listenable. Like still to this day, people listen to Justin Timberlake, to Timberland, to Black Eyed Peas, to Fergie, to
Right.
all
Snoop Dogg.
Tupac, Biggie. People, you can still listen to that now, and then our kids, you could still show them that music, and it'll be enjoyable.
It's played on the radio.
Bro, still to
Still,
this day on
yeah.
the radio, right? But the new rappers and artists these days, it's all just like fad music. It's all just phase music. They just following trends and phases. You listen to the song like once or twice, and then it's like no one listens to that song again. Do you guys agree or no? I feel like
I kind of agree.
No, I definitely agree. It's different, but I feel like a lot of the songs that are out on today, especially radio songs, right? I don't think they're going to have the same effect as like the time of songs. Like they're not. Like I'm not going to be like jamming or listening to this. Like it's all. I guess the music maybe of today on the radio and that like kind of divides people a bit more than what it used to.
yeah. I know it was an interesting. Who was it that said it? Was it Little Uzi Vert who come out and said it or something like that? It was a really good fucking like little snippet. I was like, oh fuck, like this motherfucker's onto something. It's interesting. Like it's so true because like everyone like today is just shit.
It's like they've all paved the way years ago, and then we've emulated. People have taken like copies, not copies, but like you know what I
They
mean.
can't
Like,
beat it. The
Yeah.
bar's too high.
They
built
try to
an Everest,
emulate them.
and you
Actually,
cannot-
you know what though? I think the stuff that will be more timeless is the stuff that is a bit more commercial and pop, right? Whereas
Yeah,
rap,
it's-
I feel like the rap you're referring to is kind of like the Run DMC and the a hippie doing is different. That stuff. A lot of kids these days will not listen to that. You can show them that, and even though that was legendary and good music,
I like your Biggie and Tupac songs.
That was hardcore rap. You know what I mean? And now a lot of kids these days won't listen to it. And I feel like the Little Uzi Verts and the Triple X Tentacion and shit these days will be the same. Whereas Doja Cat might be more timeless. I feel like you could show a kid in 20 years a Doja Cat song and they'll like it and listen to it.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Whereas it kind of sets this kind of era.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we're a bit, the music we're kind of thinking about, we in this day and age, we ball everything together and we just jumble everything as one thing. But like, I feel like there's kind of subgenres and little things in there. And the music we tend to listen to is probably a bit more. Even Drake might be a bit more timeless, I feel like. That kind of slow pace, easy to understand music might be a little bit more timeless. Whereas Little Uzi Vert and Young Thug and that shit, I think that is 100% a fad and that shit's going to die out hard.
Yeah, the Drakes of the world, the Taylor Swifts of the world. Taylor Swift is probably without a doubt one of the most famous people in the world. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, 100%.
In terms of like household names, like you say a name, everyone knows Drake, everyone knows Taylor Swift.
If you go Taylor and then you got to finish a sentence, they're going to say Swift.
Yeah, I mean, other than politicians, like everyone knows politicians way more, like Donald
Taylor
Trump.
Dick.
Fucking, but in terms of like Taylor Dick, okay, she's always imagine being one of her exes that she sings about after.
You'd feel that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be awesome, right? You turn it up, you're like,
You turn it up.
you clean the dishes, you're like, that's about me.
I feel like though she's the type of bitch though. If you're her boyfriend, if you don't take her to get a cheeseburger, she'll make a song about you. That cunt didn't take me to get a cheeseburger.
He forgot the fucking pickles.
You get into a fight, bro, and you'd be like, shit. You just have to like burn her studio down, or you have to do something. Yeah,
you have one little argument over what you're gonna watch on Netflix, and then she's in the studio that night writing music.
You're
about
like, are you okay? She's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. And then she just walks out the room.
I'm fine.
God damn. Yeah, I'm done, man. I've got nothing.
How long we been going for?
It's 2 hours on that, but we were waiting for Mr. Meegley for like 55 minutes.
It wasn't 55 minutes. It was like 20 minutes.
I'll bring up 2 points. I got more, but I'll save them for later. But these two we'll chop through quickly. Did you guys see? So Mark Zuckerberg, Meta. I don't know if you guys know the Lex Friedman. Do you know Lex Friedman guy?
Yeah.
Interview thing?
Guy at the podcast, right? Mark Zuckerberg and him recently did a VR chat podcast on Meta's new VR thing, and it's an ultra realistic podcast. So Mark Zuckerberg and this guy are far away, different states, and they're doing a podcast together, and it's mapping an ultra realistic version of their face, and it looks like we're sitting, and this guy's mind is blown. He's like, holy
like in
shit,
Star Wars with the holograms.
Holograms.
Yes.
But it's it's not just like an avatar you put on VR and you're like a little character. It's your face.
Yeah.
And it's copying your movements. It's crazy, man. And I don't know, the whole AI stuff, it's just, the world is going to be unrecognizable in 20 years. Unrecognizable. It's going to be so different, and people will just, I don't know, but do you see that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. But that was fucking...
It's crazy, man, and it's nuts.
It's like...
It's crazy. There's always someone out there inventing the new biggest thing. Like,
because it's not going to happen, but then it's happening.
It's so quick, man. It happens so quick.
Oh, yeah, in a simulation. What the fuck?
We could be.
Like, we have to be, right?
Like,
This is getting stupid. Like,
and that's a good... One of the main points for the theory that we are in a simulation is that if you think about how we are now and how technology is going, at some point it will be a simulation. And it's like, that's the proof that it's probably already happened. You know what I mean?
Do you know,
it's
and
unrecognizable.
a lot of TV shows like Black Mirror, there was an episode where in not the latest season, the season before, where there was this guy and he owned a business and he was a nerd. He was a pushover. He got bullied and shit by his coworkers. But he made this. They have these chips. They built these chips that go on your ear or something, and you kind of fall asleep and you wake up in this game, and it was like a game, but it was a virtual reality game. So that reminded me that virtual reality Zoom that Zuckerberg had, and who was it with again?
Lex Friedman.
That reminded me of that, because in this Black Mirror episode, they were actually there in like AI form, but then really they'd put it on, like they'd be at all their houses going, all right, you're in, boom, and they'd all go, zoom, and their eyes would like fold over, like a white film would go over their eyes, and they were in the game. So it's like, it's weird how some TV shows or movies, they have this thing that happens, and then years later something similar to that actually happens in real life.
Black Mirror is a lot of that Black Mirror shit is like on the money, man.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the VR world, bro. I'm gonna be a fucking tranny fuckwit.
A lot of
like, I'll be a girl. And I'll be like
Pretending.
fucking dudes and shit. Yeah.
A lot of
But
people
I'm like
were
a
saying
dude.
with that ultra realistic thing, a lot of like what they push as well, meta, one of the big things is like a poker night. We're sitting having a poker night in virtual reality, you know what I mean?
That's awesome. Like, with these big
At least you're not losing real money.
It's good.
Can we do a party? Like, we're on this virtual
And
day.
you're really in your PJs at home.
Good though.
It's good, but why don't you just get together with your mates? What the fuck?
Fair enough if we were all pen pals and we all moved to different countries, then that would make sense.
We're all virgins living in our mum's basement. It's just like, hey guys, you want to have a VR party?
Okay, let's go.
How many people, like, look at Discord, like how many like Discord parties, that's going to happen even if you could drive over there because you don't have to leave the own comfort of your home. And that is their target market.
I think that's fucked. If you...
Yeah, what happens if you see some hot bitch, you're some single guy, and you see some hot bitch out in virtual reality, you're like, hey, you start hooking up, but really you're just like in your room going, you're like, and she's in her room going,
You start getting invited to like birthday parties but the birthday parties are virtually
VR.
online. Yeah, bro.
All right, the last point I'll bring up. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but NASA retrieved a sample from an asteroid called Bennu, right? And this was a
Bendu from Star Wars?
Bennu.
Oh, Bennu.
It was a 7-year journey, right? And it traveled 4 billion miles. So they launched it in 2016 and it landed on the asteroid in 2020.
Oh my God.
So
What?
you can see the footage, right? They sent this rover to an asteroid this asteroid has like a 136 chance of hitting Earth in like the next 150 years. It's like in 150 years, there's like a 1 in something chance of hitting Earth, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they launched this thing to sample it, and you can see the footage. They live streamed it, so it's taken 7 years total, the journey. When it lands on the asteroid, it sinks in like a ball pit, and that was nothing like what they expected.
Shit, so it's not like a rock.
It was like soft.
Oh,
but
fuck.
then you can also see it returned a couple weeks ago. It returned, and you can see the footage too of it landing, and it landed in a pod. And they have the sample now, and they're going to release what it is exactly and everything soon. But the crazy thing is too, as soon as it landed, right, they just sent it off again. So they sent this vehicle off straight away. So it came and dropped the thing off and then went off again to another mission.
no refuel or fucking.
Yeah, there's
I don't know, like
cheers, bro.
how they, but it's pretty crazy. They live stream this shit. You can see it, like on your YouTube. You can go run down NASA's website. You can see it. I just thought that was pretty interesting.
7 years it didn't break down.
It ran out of
Well,
fuel.
it was just floating through space. It doesn't need fuel, really.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
true.
yeah,
It just-
true.
They
I'm
get
thinking
the-
it's got a
they get the
V8 engine
trajectory.
going.
This is like a little monkey driving it. Like, that'd be our worst nightmare. We're trying to like study this thing to destroy it potentially in 100 years' time, and it's just like gelatin.
Yeah, what the
How are we
fuck?
gonna
But you
destroy
know,
it?
you know what's scary though is that the way they do, even when the astronauts return from the moon, right? They quarantine them. That we don't know what we're dealing with here. So when they retrieve the sample, it's encased in like a airlocked pod, and they're wearing full hazmat suits, and they clear the area, and they like imagine if they're releasing like some fucking alien spawn.
Into
Like,
our-
we don't
or
know
it
what
could
we're
be a
dealing with.
sickness or a disease or like a plague. Or
Yeah.
like,
It could be like we
You
don't
like
know.
Fucking
don't
AIDS
know.
2.0 or something.
But I wonder if that soft like shell in space would change form when it
probably
enters
go
the
hard,
atmosphere, like
right?
hard. But imagine if a blob, instead of a hard rock explodes, it just goes.
Yeah, and we're suffocating it up.
It probably would burn up in the
being
atmosphere.
stuck
Yeah.
inside jelly. Oh, that'd be horrible.
Have you guys seen that fucking thing on Netflix that's on Netflix now of those American cunts when like 2008 or something? Everything for some weird reason happened in 2008 where there was like over 1,000 calls in the same town of Texas that there was UFOs and shit. And all these cunts were tripping out. Have you guys seen that shit?
No.
Oh my God, these cunts. I'm looking at these cunts. I'm like, these cunts were just looking at plane lights, I'm pretty sure. Like, oh man, there's goddamn shit in the sky. And but there was like thousands of calls in the same span of like 2 weeks, bro. And it was like worldwide news in America and shit. Yeah. Fucking weird, man.
But then it's like now with them saying like coming out and being like admitting there's aliens, there's obviously talks of like maybe they were like this whole time they were just trialing their own kind of gadgets or whatever as you like you know what I mean, like their own
Like
military
aircrafts.
aircrafts.
Yeah.
Like they've been like sightings of like you can see a jet but it's camouflaged with wherever it's flying against. You know what I mean? Like if it's buildings or whatever colors, you can see the jet.
camouflages as a
You
building.
can see the outline of the jet if you
yeah.
really look closely. Like it zooms up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like little shit like that. People think, oh, it's a UFO, but it could just be
A military tech.
a military tech that they're trying to, because
keeping secret.
everyone's always going to keep the pace and try and win the race. They can't really
Yeah.
inform everyone what they've got, because who knows what Russia or fucking China or whoever have.
Well, NASA
America.
NASA debunked a couple of the UFO footage. So, like the confirmed UFO footage that the governments have released, and they said we don't know what this is. NASA held a press conference and they debunked a few of them, saying that it's this and this and whatever. But there is a couple of them that they admit they still don't know what it was. So, interesting stuff, man.
Yeah.
Interesting, bro. It's like fucking a big dick just flying through the fucking sky. Well, I've got nothing. I'm out of points, boys.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
out.
it, man.
I've got a few more I can say for next week.
You two have anything you want to add? Anything you want to say?
No, really, bro. I feel like that's wrapped it up pretty fucking well with that dick spaceship.
Flying cocks.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Episode 81. The countdown is on to smoke that fucking big, fat, brown, slimy, juicy dust bunny we've got that's been collecting dust for 3 years. It's actually been 3 years.
Holy
That's
fuck.
fucked.
Imagine if it tasted like shit.
It's going to, I think. It's going to. I'm pretty sure they can go off. It's probably got mold and algae and shit on it.
It's fine. It's wrapped up. It's
I'll work on a live beatbox for your peace pipe for right before you smoke it.
We smoke it on the drop.
30-second. Yeah, literally.
The whole time I've actually stopped it with a Jeffrey. It's like heroin and shit.
Now we're talking.
Now we're
Welcome
talking.
to episode 100.
Check out the EP dropping on the 13th.
Next week.
Check out our YouTube video dropping next Wednesday. Check out the merch store, tripjacketapparel.com.au. Check out the website, tripjacketmafia.com.au.
Mr. Meegley, thank you so much for coming on, my boy.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Clue us out, little beatbox. Fade us out.
Drop one.
Thank you for listening to FireCast.
Oh, yeah.